I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fam's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
There we go. There we go. I was wondering what was going on. Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's number one chief rocking Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezie. And welcome to the Knicks at Night podcast. Y'all want this party started right. Y'all want this party started quickly, right? Yeah, man. Yeah, party people. What's good? What's good? Y'all know the vibes. Blue tears, orange tears, Blorange Tears. Bim. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Man. So the New York Knicks lose to the Miami Heat. What was the score? The New York Knicks. The New York Knicks lose to the Miami Heat. We lost 106 to 105 to 86. Man, they kicked our butt from the jump. They kicked our butts from the jump, man. They jumped out. They jumped out on us, man, and we just couldn't recover. There were a lot of there's enough blame to go around to everybody for it. Man, it's only one game. It's a 7-game series. It's the reason why I didn't want to jump on like right after the game. I didn't want to jump on like right after the game, man, and then you know what I'm saying, dump out like an emotional bag or whatever. I ain't telling other people what to do. I know how I am. So, yeah, so I kind of walked away from it a little bit and thought about what I saw. To be honest with you, just off rip, man, we can't have games where Jalen Brunson is 7 for 20. We can't have games where Jalen Brunson starts off the game cold and Julius Randle has a poor outing at the same time. We just can't have those type of games. The fact that RJ Barrett came back to earth in this game was kind of surprising. Thought he was on his way up. Turns out we got a different result today. Right. As I look at the box score, I don't think this box score really tells the true story. Mitch had 4 fouls, but Mitch was getting outplayed. Mitch didn't have it. I don't know. Let me rephrase that. Okay. So I'll rephrase that. Right? I'll rephrase that. The some of the refereeing that I saw kind of took Mitch out of the game. Some of the refereeing that I saw kind of took Mitch out of the game. He only played like 14 minutes. I think Tibbs just couldn't go with him because of what the Miami Heat was doing defensively, what they were doing. You had to try to generate some type of offense, right? You can't have Randall having a poor game defensively. I mean, offensively. Like, Mitch is not a scorer. Randall having a poor game offensively. RJ having a poor game offensively. Josh Hart, not really an offensive guy. And Jalen Brunson, ice cold out the gate. You just can't have it. So I think Tibbs kind of went with Hartenstein just to see if Hartenstein could give them a little something. Hartenstein played 26 minutes and gave 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks, and 0 points. Later on in the game, he scrapped the center position totally and went with Randall at the 5, which is a second adjustment. So the first adjustment he made at the 5 was getting Mitch out of there, right? Mitch had 4 offensive rebounds, 5 rebounds total, but Mitch was in foul trouble early. So it's like one of those deals where the Knicks definitely just they ran our bigs off the floor, basically, is what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is Tibbs saw his bigs run off the floor and he adjusted twice and neither adjustment worked. Right? I don't know if this is a Miami defense that's stifling the Knicks or if this is a Knicks offense that's bad. And so if you bear with me, and if you just bear with me and maybe split the difference, give some credit to Miami's D, and then think about is the New York offense bad? Let's just split the difference on it. Let's not give all the credit to Miami, and let's not give, let's not say the Knicks offense is terrible. But there were times on the floor where you saw New York Knicks have open shots and they didn't knock them in. Right? There were times where you saw the offense look like hot dog water. There were some things that I saw today that surprised me. How do the Knicks come out in game 3 of the playoffs and then not match the energy of the Miami Heat. It's like Jimmy Butler intimidated them. I think Jimmy Butler intimidated the New York Knicks. And my fear is going forward that in game 4, if Miami comes out and chin checks us again, this series is over. Because physically soft, emotionally soft, and mentally soft teams don't get better overnight. Like they have to have something happen, something to kickstart things. Is Miami a good team? I think Miami is a good team. I want to give them credit because they knocked off Milwaukee, which I wasn't surprised because I felt like we would have knocked off Milwaukee also. I think in the same situation, the Knicks would have knocked off Milwaukee. I told Dre that I've been telling Dre that IKBM Dre that ever since we got Josh Hart. There were some 50-50 plays to be made today. As I think back on them, man, it makes me sad that we didn't just. There were some rebounds, like some 50-50 rebounds that we were not just scrappy for. Like we didn't. There was a rebound opportunity for Obi, 2 Knicks. I think it was Obi and Randall together, and a Miami Heat guard came out of the pack with the rebound. There was a scrum on the floor where I think Obi could have got the rebound, and he reached for it, and the Miami Heat grabbed the rebound instead of us diving on the floor. It's not just Obi. Now, mind you, it's not just Obi. I'm saying this was the case all over the floor. I'm just pointing. This example just included him. I think Jalen Brunson's defense today was scrappy, but clearly, Jalen Brunson's is not it on defense. And so we'll have to adjust today's game. I think he did better. I think Jimmy Butler intimidates the entire Knicks roster. Speaking of Jimmy Butler, I think I counted 5 fouls that were the ghost foul. You know how you look at the foul and you're like, where did that foul occur? I think we counted that 5 times. Where did that foul on Jimmy Butler occur? Where's the contact? Where's the contact? I just didn't see on some of those calls. Now, clearly the referees were giving Miami the whistle, so to speak. Right? So when I look at stuff like free throws, I think the Knicks shot 22 free throws. I'm sorry, the Heat shot 20. Wait a minute. The Knicks shot 22 free throws, 16 of 22. The Heat shot 31 free throws, and they were 28 of 31. They hit 90% of their free throws, and they shot 9 more, and we shot 72.7% of our free throws. Right? Now, mind you, I'm not saying that the referees gave the Miami Heat this game. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. Hey, y'all. Hey, relax, y'all. Y'all watch our language in the chat, bro. Relax. Is man, listen. It's just basketball, bro. It's just basketball. Big Tone in the building. What's good, boss? Hey, when I do this, when I wrap this thing up, man, I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Yeah, man. When I'm gonna finish up this thing, man, and I'm gonna put the link in the chat, man. Y'all just bear with me for a few minutes. Right. I got you. I got y'all. The foul on Brunson in the corner, that was reversed. You rarely see. Okay, let me rephrase it. You never see a foul of that type reversed ever. Miami got that today. Okay. Miami got that today, man. So there was a lot of stuff going on. Our coach clearly has to know something that the fans don't know. Our coach clearly has to know something that the fans don't know, because there were some rotation issues, some sub patterns that most fans would say, what is Tibbs out here doing? Randall doesn't have it. Brunson doesn't have it. RJ doesn't have it. I mean, what are you doing? Why would you continue to play all of them together if none of them have it? You know, your issue today was not defense totally, right? It's not defense totally, right? Because the Miami Heat, a team that usually takes 82 shots a game, they took 90 shots today. Miami shot 38.9% from the field. Miami also shot 21.9% from three. But on 31 attempts, they shot 90.3% from the free throw line. Now, with that said, that's no knock on the Heat, because the Knicks, a team that usually shoots 84 shots a game, took 91 shots today. They shot 34.1% from the floor. The New York Knicks took 43 pointers today and made 8 of them for 20%. And they took 22 shots and 22 free throws and knocked down 16. But whatever. As I watched the game play out, to me, the Knicks looked like a deer in headlights. To me, and this is my opinion, you may have your own, I don't care. If you got your own opinion, so what? But to me, the Knicks look like a deer in headlights. And so the coaching staff had zero answers. No matter who you put in, you were probably going to get the same result. The Heat came out, jumped on them early, and the nice guys didn't have any of that dog in them. Right? The Knicks, hey man, listen. The Knicks didn't have any of that dog in them. Just didn't. Right? Randall didn't have explosion going to the basket. RJ didn't have game going to the basket. Other players on our team, Brunson didn't have it go. Okay. Here's my thing. I think we're in the catch-22 where Emmanuel quickly gives us glimmers of hope that he can be that dependable secondary playmaker in the future. But the Knicks need that dependable secondary playmaker right now. Because when Jalen Brunson doesn't have it, the Knicks can't score. When Jalen Brunson doesn't have it, and no player is going to have it all the time. No player is going to have it all the time. But when Brunson doesn't have it, our team gets into these deficits that they can't climb out of. And if the Knicks had a dependable secondary backcourt player, when Brunson doesn't have it, you can play Brunson off the ball. But in this case, Jalen Brunson's starting backcourt mate is Josh Hart, who cares zero about offense. So now when you have Josh Hart, who cares zero about offense, and when Brunson doesn't have it, it puts you in these situations where you're like, okay, now where are we going to get the offensive orchestration from? Where are you going to get the offensive orchestration from? And the Knicks don't have it because you can't depend on RJ Barrett to do it. RJ Barrett, I know Knicks fans say this a lot, that RJ Barrett can't create for himself and others. He cannot. RJ Barrett is not that guy. And there's no harm in that because Jimmy Butler is not a dynamic offensive creator for others. Right? There's no harm in that. There's no harm in that. There's no harm in not being that guy. You can't be all everything to everybody. RJ Barrett is all right at what he does. Right? I'm just merely pointing out the fact that when Brunson doesn't have it, you don't have another initiator on the floor. So now where are you going to get offense from? This is our issue. This is the issue that we're facing going into game 4. If we think Tom Thibodeau is going to somehow wave a magic wand and do things a little bit better, there is only so much a coach can do with the pieces that he has. I don't care if Red Auerbach was the coach. I was reading some of the comments, man. It may. Hey, Sherwin is in the building. What's good, boss? Some of the comments make me just think I should just click on this red button and go in there and cook me a steak. You know what I'm saying? I read some of the comments. I'm like, Sherwin, what's good, boss man? All right, I'm gonna put the link in the chat, but I want to get what's the name up here first one-on-one so we can chop it up. Right. So I want to get my guy up here first to chop it up. There he is. There he is. This is who I've been waiting on. What's good, boss man? How you doing? Can you hear me?
Okay, hold on. Let me make sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Okay. There you go. Okay, hold on for a minute, because I was at the same time you clicked me in. I was setting mine up. Mine at
okay.
11:55. What's up?
Okay.
Yeah. No, you got time. You got time. That's why I'm over here. I got.
I got.
Yeah.
I got,
What's
I
up,
got,
nephew?
Yeah. Hey, man. So what you
Yeah,
thought about today's
what's
game,
happening
man?
with you?
And,
What I
man,
told you, ain't know what I thought, what I knew was gonna happen.
No, it's what.
on,
yeah,
man.
I'm asking.
What
I'm
I
asking
told
you
what's gonna happen.
I don't care. What I'm asking you is what you thought.
Yeah, I feel you. What I thought, I thought, just what I think. Y'all don't have nothing to stop us. You can't stop us. You don't have nothing for Jimmy. I don't know what made y'all think you can put some little boy, Josh Hart, on Jimmy Butler. I don't know what you're thinking. Bam, I told you, like I told everybody else, I don't worry about Bam. When Bam time is Bam time. You had no answer for Bam. We did anything we wanted to, y'all, today.
Right.
Bam destroyed you. He destroyed Mitchell Robinson. He destroyed Einstein, whatever his name is, and everything else down low. You definitely ain't had no answer for Jimmy. So I'm not even going to talk about Jimmy, because you don't have nothing for Jimmy. Nobody on that bench. We came out, we literally shut y'all down, our defense. You cannot scout Miami. Why I say that? Because in any given day, is always someone's different who does different things and step up at different times. We don't play ISO ball. We play next man up team ball. That's why it's hard. Look at Gabe. Now, Gabe gave us all the defense today. Not nothing. I think he had like 4 points today. Might have 4 points. Right. But guess who stepped up? Next man up. Max Drews dropped 20 on your head. Caleb, 14. Kyle Lowry, the 17 vet, he did anything he wanted down low. 6 foot, 17-year vet, no knees. He just destroyed y'all down low, bro. Y'all don't have it. Now, I know you think you thought.
Hey, hold up, Big Tom. Hold on before you put your foot in your mouth. Before you sound like a fool. 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 Now, don't talk to me about what I think. Right? I'm just talking about because you don't know what I'm thinking now. I'm asking you. I'm being civil. I'm being respectful, right?
No, that's true. No, can't tell what another man's thinking. You 100% right, nephew.
That's why I said. That's why I said, "Hey, Big Tone, what do you think?"
What you think? You're right.
Because out of respect, I'm like, yeah, I ain't gonna assume what you came in here to talk about. I'm wanting to know what it is that you think.
You 100. No, you 100. That's 100%. You 100% right. Well, so let me continue on with what I think. You can't stop us. You don't have nobody to stop us. You don't have no shooters.
Right.
I mean, you just don't. For the first, I think y'all didn't even get a perimeter shot until almost late in the second quarter. We ran you off your best asset, which is, try to shoot threes. Now, when you're on, of course, you on. That's anybody, but when you're on, you on. But we ran you off there.
Right.
What his name? The one who got hurt quickly, was the first one who got the outside perimeter shot.
Right.
We came with a defensive plan because we know our offense. You can't stop our offense. I kept telling people every year, y'all worry about that regular season stuff. We make them. You can't nobody beat us, bro, because we don't worry about our defense. Our defense is there, and we had a defensive plan that just literally shut y'all down, bro. That's what happened. That's what happened. And like I said, I don't even want to talk about Jimmy. All you Jimmy haters on here, I expect that from you, Knicks. And
well, hold on. So wait a minute.
I ain't talking about you, nephew.
I never called. I never said.
No, not you. That's why I say not you, nephew. No, not you.
So the thing is, I want to say and be clear. I'm a Knicks fan, man. I've been a Knicks fan diehard since 1975. Right, that's a long time to root for a team, bro.
48 years.
That's a long time, right? But here's the thing. I don't like the Heat. I don't like the Celtics. I don't like the Sixers. But here's the thing. I respect the Heat's grind, and I respect the Celtics because they put winning over everything.
Right.
Everything is about winning. So when you hear me talk about the Knicks versus Heat, right, it's me trying to be as neutral as I can, right, from a Knicks fan perspective. Like I'm not gonna come up here and then be totally like, you know what I'm saying, the Knicks should have won this game. I know the Knicks should have won all those things you said, all of it, I absolutely agree with. We don't have an answer for Jimmy Butler. Bam Adebayo did his thing. Right. One guy disappears from the Heat, another guy step up. Right. You never heard. I ain't disputing. I'm not disputing any of that.
Right.
Right. And here's the thing. Right. I believe this is the thing. All the stuff that you said on the court. Okay, I got you. And my mind, I believe our coach is being out coached by y'all coach. I think that
100
is what we sort of. You know what I'm saying? I heard all the stuff that you said, and listen, I'm not disputing that. I'm just looking at it from a different. I think our coach got absolutely out-coached by y'all coach.
Right.
And part of that has to do with, and it's gonna sound like I'm making an excuse, but part of it has to do with a lot of our guys have not been battle tested. They not stepping up, and they young. The dude look over there to see if he got some. He looking over there for some dogs, and all he sees is cats.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now you got him handcuffed. Okay, now what do I do? Do I go big? Do I go bigger? Do I go small? Do I play on the perimeter? Do we run offense going to the line? Because he tried all those things, bro, and none of them worked.
None of it worked.
He took Mitch. I saw Center only played 14 minutes.
Yeah. Because Bam, he wasn't nothing he could do with Bam. But you're not making no excuse. And this is what I was trying to tell not only Knicks fans, but the outside who's not Knicks fans and hate Miami. We are battle tested. It's a difference. See, you can look at Gabe Vincent as a undrafted player, as a role player. But here's what that undrafted player, role player has been. He's been battle tested since 2020. Right. He was there as a rookie when we went to the finals.
Right.
He's been there in every playoff. He been there in our second run last year. So he's been battle tested. And you hit it on the head, nephew. They are not battle tested. And that's what I was trying to tell you. Pressure bust pipes.
Right.
And what the Knicks is under is pressure. See, Miami got a plan. They have a system. They put it in place. But not only that, they have the guys who've been battle tested to put it into place.
Right.
And that's the difference. That's the difference. You hit it on the head. No, you're not capping. Right. That's not no cap. Right. That's reality.
Right.
That is a reality.
Man.
We are. That's why I keep.
So the Heat jumped out on the Knicks early.
When I was on here last time, talk about regular season. Oh, we came out. Yeah, we came out. That was the plan. We came out defense. And notice it was defense first. Right. Notice it was defense first.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You know what? As I watched the game, unfold, the first thing I saw were two teams that was trying to. It was. Listen, the Knicks played good defense today too, man. You know what I'm saying?
I think third quarter. I think it was third quarter. Y'all really put a lockdown on us for a minute there. I think it was like the middle of third quarter, somewhere around there. No. That's what I was telling my wife. It's like, why? You know, she was like, Jimmy, why Jimmy the messing up? Or why Gaten the mess up? I said, babe, no, they're not messing up. Right. Knicks are playing. They stepped up their defense, baby. Everything is not we messed up. They stepped up their defense. That's all. Now, man, they're gonna fix it out. They're gonna call timeout. They're gonna fix it out. But right now, they took the, you know, now y'all never got close, but they made a defensive stand where
I called Big Tone. I called that though. I said every time the Knicks lock into Miami defensively and go on a small run, Spoelstra is going to call a timeout.
He going to call
timeout run their best offensive play. He going to do that. He going to do that now. He going to do that. That's why you call the timeout. But coming out of the timeout, they're going to run their best offensive play and get a bucket. And sure enough, when we cut the lead to 11, he got, man, yelling and screaming, everybody pointing at each other, everybody going through these things and Miami came out and they hit a 2. The lead went back up to 13.
Yep.
And so during the course of the game, that happened right there. Now that is Spoelstra outcoaching Tibbs in those small moments in the margins that you ain't gonna see. Sports Center ain't gonna talk about that.
Oh no,
right.
No, don't look for it. Don't look for it. No.
They're gonna talk about the scuffle under the rim, right? You know what I'm saying? They'll talk about that because that's exciting, I guess.
Right.
But the thing is, and I see y'all backstage, man. I'm gonna bring everybody, but I have this thing. Y'all know how I operate. Yeah, I keep it 10 times 10. I'm a man, right? Me and Big Tone talk. What night was that? That was the other night, right?
The other night,
when you said you be back after the game, regardless of what.
Yeah, after the game, sir. Yes, sir. Win, lose or draw. Oh yeah, win. No man, I don't do no running. No.
Right. That's why I wanted to make sure the first person I talked to when we came after we got blown out, the first person I wanted to talk to was Big Tone because we had the conversation the other day, bro. Right. And listen. I already know. Listen, I got family in Miami, bro. I know how we can talk to each other, right? But the thing is, out of respect for that conversation, right? And to let you know that I'm gonna keep it 10 times 10 all the time. The first person I wanted to talk to was you, so
my
you
man,
can,
and
so
I
you
appreciate
can talk
you.
that talk. So you can talk that talk. I don't run from nothing either. But
there you go.
But like you, I feel like, you know, you don't have to say it if you do it, right? You know what I'm saying? Like soon as, so I mean, but you knew to us, so we, you know, so
right,
you know what I'm saying?
And I appreciate you for welcoming me over here. Real talk.
No doubt.
Yeah, real talk. But I told you, nephew. I know, and I was telling you, not bragging on my team, because all of us gonna brag on our team, man.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's why
we can have a bad team and we're gonna brag on our team. But I was coming from a place of experience, battle tested. This is what I was trying to tell, you know, the sensible Knicks fans and the delusional Knicks fans, which you're not gonna get to, and the real Miami Heat haters who not even Knicks fans or none of them. There, they just want to see Miami lose. It's about battle tests, bro. It's about your coach. Right. I already knew ain't nothing Thib can do with no goddamn Spo, bro. Ain't nothing he can do with Spo.
Nah.
And what Spo had since 2020, since Jimmy got there.
Right.
So that is what you call it when all them play together. That's a system together that's been battle tested in the trenches from day one since Jimmy got there.
Right.
You feel me? We only really got 4 new people. We got Kim Love, Zell, and 1 or 2. You know,
every team goes through that.
Exactly.
Every
so for the most part, the Gabe Vincent, the Caleb's, the Max Strus, you understand what I'm saying? They've been there since 2020. So Jimmy and all them and Bam, they got their camaraderie. They're there. They've been there. They know each other, even when they play bad. But they've been in this type of battle in the playoff. They've been here.
Right.
See, and that's what I was trying to tell them. Ain't nobody on it outside of Bronson really who went the Western Conference Finals last year with Dallas. That's been battle tested.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so
okay. So let me ask you this real quick because I know you going.
Okay.
I know you got
Well,
you probably
got 20 minutes.
Going.
Yeah,
Right.
I got 20 minutes.
And so I got people backstage. They can't wait. They can't wait to get up here with you.
Yeah, bring them on.
I
know. Bring them on.
Yeah, I know. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that I wanted to ask you because you a Heat fan, man, and quite frankly, man, I enjoy it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I like this, right? I like the fact you came up here, right? So,
yes, sir.
But here's the thing I want to ask you though. After this game right here, what's the message you feel like Spoelstra is telling his Heat team about the Knicks going forward, like going into Game 4? Is Spoelstra telling them, hey, they soft, we got them, or is he saying don't take them for granted, man? You got to still go out there and play hard. What is Spoelstra telling his team right now? You think?
Oh, no, sir. Don't you dare. See, that's one thing we don't do. It takes teams for granted just because we won. Oh, no. Spoel is telling them, like Jimmy always said, Spoel, the job is not done. You don't take nobody. I don't care if we beat y'all by 100 points.
Right.
When Game 4 come, you play them just like they just whipped us by 100 points.
Okay.
Oh, no, we don't take, no. Spoel is telling them, all right, fellas, a new day. Things, every game is different.
Right.
Every system that you put in play is different from the game you played prior.
Okay.
You understand? So no, we don't take no, bro. We don't take. We don't not Miami Heat. Not even a look at them. Look how they folded, man. When we put the pressure to them. Oh, now
players.
Players gonna say, but the coaching and all that, and the hungriness. No, we too hungry to take anybody lightly because we've been here. We been there. Ask LeBron in 2011. Ask D Wade in 2011.
So I got one more question. I want to ask you before everybody come up, right? I got one more question before you know what I'm saying, I bring everybody up and the conversation start going in a million different directions. How far you think this team can go?
Oh, no, ain't no how far I think we go. I'm letting you know right now on your podcast, we going to the finals. Ain't nobody gonna beat us.
Okay. All right.
That's all. I mean, you can call it delusional. You can call it whatever. And I'm standing, like I always say, I'm standing 10 toes down.
Man, listen, I ain't judging.
I ain't saying you. No, you know what I'm saying. You know how people. Come on, man. It's people. Oh, you crazy. Y'all ain't gonna be okay. Well, they said we wasn't gonna beat Milwaukee. That's fair. That's a fair state. If you think we ain't gonna do this, we ain't gonna do that. Hey, I understand all that. Trust me, been here, done that. But I'm standing 10 toes down. Ain't nobody gonna stop us, bro.
Right. Okay.
We going to the finals.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and start bringing my people
bring
in real quick, man. Yeah, man. Let me start bringing my people in here. Let me see. I got they got intros. They superstars, man.
Yeah, they superstars.
They superstars. So you can't bring them in by the intros.
I got you.
They like you supposed to bring me in like Flair. Okay. All right. Let me start bringing. All right. Let me see. All right. There go one. Fellas, what's good, man? Nav the
What's good?
Disruptors in the building too. Look at this. Nav is
What's
with
good?
us.
What's good? What's
Okay.
good?
For some reason, my camera's on the fritz.
Okay. All right. All right.
What's good, everybody?
Hey,
Mets,
hey, let me bring in Dre. Dre just came. Hold on for a second. All right.
Son of a bitch.
All right, there we go. Now we all here. Now we all here.
What's
Yeah,
good,
man. What's good,
everybody?
y'all?
Big Tone, what's
What's
good?
up? What's up?
What's good? What's good, peoples? What's good? What's good?
Hey guys,
Man,
I'm gonna
what's up,
find
boss?
some. I'm gonna see if I can restart my
Yup,
thing
yup,
because
yup.
my camera's acting up for some dumb reason. I've
Okay.
tried.
All right. All right. Okay. So Mets is having a technical issue, so we gonna hold him backstage a little bit. So Big Tone, you don't think the Heat are gonna take the Knicks lightly then? You think
Oh
you
no,
think
no.
that you think they're
That's
gonna
one
try to?
thing we
It's the same
no
approach
no
for Game 4.
no. We don't take nobody lightly, bro. On the contrary, what other people might think or your fans might think, bro. Miami Heat don't take no teams lightly, bro. That's one thing we don't do. I don't care.
Right.
It make no difference how much we beat you by, or win, do whatever. We don't take no teams lightly. This thing not over.
Right.
Just
Right.
because I believe what I believe, it's not over. So no, we don't. We ain't going there. No. We
Okay.
don't disrespect because that's disrespecting your opponent.
Right. Right.
And
right.
rule one in any battle, you don't disrespect your opponent.
Right.
No,
Right.
no, and that's not Miami Heat culture to disrespect the opponent.
Okay. Okay. Nev, what's good, boss?
Yo, what's good,
It's been
man?
a while, man.
Yeah.
I love the newsletter, bro. The Blorange Tears newsletter is fire, bro.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Try
Yeah,
my
man.
best.
Yeah, man. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the Blorange Tears newsletter. Nev the Disruptor is out here. He the head honcho for the newsletter out here doing his thing, rocking and rolling. You know what I'm saying? I kind of try to jump in every once in a while, try to put some little kindergarten writing up there every day. But I'm not Nev, so I'm not Nev, man. So Nev, we appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man. Thanks. Appreciate it, man.
Right.
But my biggest concern all year it was the mental part of the game, and I've said that before.
Okay.
I always thought we were not prepared mentally, and we were always trying to play ISO ball with basically our three best plays,
Okay.
And I always thought at some point that would catch up to us,
Okay.
because we don't ask our three best players to pass the ball,
Okay.
and as you can see, Miami has devised schemes specifically for Brunson, where
Okay.
he's going to see three guys watching him at all times. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
On
it's
game
some
one.
kind of hybrid, zone. You know,
Okay.
so and they basically doing the same thing to Julius. They're
Okay.
counting on them not passing the ball not anticipating to pass the ball.
Right.
It's not passing the ball because if you're not anticipating to pass the ball, you're going to get trapped first before you have to pass it.
Okay.
That will give them time to recover. But
Right.
if you anticipate the trap is coming and you're looking to pass the ball ahead of time, you're gonna have guys open. So they're basically counting on that. And we basically haven't been prepared for that. And today was just a calamity where the moment was just too big for us because
Okay.
there were a number of times we just missed wide open shots. When you
Right.
see a team misses wide open shots, it's the moment, the pressure of the situation, and
Right.
that means that's a mental part of the game.
Is
That
that the mental part or is that talent?
mental, just all mental. It's just mental. It's just not grasping the moment. A coach not preparing you to handle that moment. Like you have to embrace that type of pressure. and willing to strive on it. And don't give in to the nerves, because they're going to be nerves, anxiety, apprehension. These are natural feelings. So you have to be prepared not to give in to that, because you cannot shoot. I've told you that before. If you have nervous energy, you're going to miss shots, because that's not,
Mhm.
you cannot shoot the ball because of how your shooting motion is very nuanced and subtle. You cannot shoot the ball.
Come,
So you have to be totally confident of what you're doing and believe in what you're doing. And if any doubt is in your mind, you're just going to miss shots, wide open shots. And you can see that today we did a whole bunch of those things where we miss a lot of wide open shots.
Right,
Mhm.
right. I'm just
Can
thinking
I
that
can I answer Delano?
no,
Because
let
he
me let me
said,
do let me
oh,
hold on.
okay.
Let me do just do,
'Cause
do just just really quick. I
yeah.
got you. Let me before we do that chat over there. It's some folks
Okay.
on the in the video panel that probably want to rock a
Okay.
little bit too. But let me just say this really quick to what Nev said, and I think it speaks to what Big Tone said about his team earlier. And Nev, I think some of that has to do with mental toughness. Though you got to have been in some of these battles, experience some of that stuff, so those nerves won't necessarily be there. Like he mentioned about Gabe Vincent in 2020 being a rookie back then. I think a lot of these players, man, if they still having nerves instead of that dog to go forward, I don't know if that's a coach thing. Because
Can
if you hadn't been there, you don't know what the experience is like.
can I
Mhm.
chime in? Um, it's not just one thing, Nav. You can't just place it on just that. In my mind, the opening play of the game dictated basically what was going to happen. We came out, and you're supposed to get into your set and get a decent look. We basically ran off the whole shot clock, and it didn't even look like we knew what we were doing.
Right.
And
Right.
from that point of view, it already came up like Spo basically scouted whatever our sets are that we like to run, blew that up immediately because he had 3 days off because he's one
right.
of the most prepared coaches in the league. And it's one of those things where I can place some blame on Tibbs in terms of not being prepared or being slow to adjust, and then I can put some on the players. And I'm gonna give you a statistic. Since 1970, Julius Randle is the worst shooting playoff player that takes 15 shots per game by like 6%. Like he's 32. The next closest person is D'Angelo Russell at 38.
Damn.
So at some point,
Fuck.
it can be the nerves, but at some point it's on the players to perform.
Right.
I liked a lot of the things that Julius did in the prior game, but a lot of his warts shown up again. And ultimately, it might just be that he's not fit to be a high usage player, like a second guy, even if you're relying on him to be a guy that holds your offense or you run a lot of things through your offense against a tactician like Spolstra. He's just going to light up whatever your weaknesses are and poke and prod at it over and over on a night in and on both ends of the court. So when we talk about like Julius or RJ or Brunson, he pokes and prods at all of your weaknesses repeatedly with every single player, every game. If it works, if it works, if it doesn't work in the last game, he's still gonna stick to the same principles. Like last game, he shot 40% from three. They didn't run anything differently in their defense. They ran the same stuff. They ran that hybrid zone. They cheated off Josh Hart.
Right.
They did basically the same things, except we didn't shoot well at all. Which is Spolster's credit. You live with that. You take away the first option number one, option number two. You live with the third option, which is what we don't want to do is take a bunch of threes. The way we pivoted or like tried to adjust to that was taking more transition threes or Josh Hart just putting them up anyway.
Right.
But at a certain point, you have to be able to adjust to what's being given to you. it's just a lot that's going on, and I won't just place the blame on one specific player or one specific entity or one coach or anything like that. It's a lot that's happening, and on paper we're more talented than them,
But an
but
execution.
but our execution is lacking, and that's where Spoelstra thrives. No matter what happens in terms of making or missing
Hey,
shots,
somebody got some cracking going on in their mics, man.
I think that's Mets.
Yeah,
I'm not
we
even
supposed to
saying anything.
Oh,
somebody's got some crackling going on. We supposed to be pros at this by now, man.
It's
All
not
right,
me.
I'll finish and then I'll let you go. But no matter what it is with Spoelstra, you know what you're gonna get. It's one of those things where they basically showed their hand in terms of what you're gonna get from them.
Okay.
They'll stick to it no matter what. They won't adjust. And the thing I don't get personally, if we had a specific rotation that was thriving for the entire year, right?
Why is
Then
we're not back to it?
We completely dismiss it to go with not that Josh Hart has done amazing things, but what has Josh Hart done to where he can just play 40 minutes a night? Like, come on, bro.
He's playing really hard.
I'm saying, but you're getting diminished return when you're spamming the Josh Hart button because he feels the need to put him out there 40 minutes. He plays off high energy. Once you burn him out, what are you gonna get?
And this is the thing with Tibbs that pisses. And this is the thing about Tibbs that pisses me off. Once he sees someone off the bench and shoves him into the starting lineup, he gets this tunnel vision of going with that setup and disregarding what brought him to the dance, which is why I'm giving him the ultimatum of one, put Grimes back in the starting lineup and let Josh play off the bench where he's at his best, and two, with Quickly now injured, let the beast out of the cage induce. The team needs perimeter D. Damn it.
I just heard the beast barking.
Yeah. What's good, Danny? How you been, bro?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Man, I'm
want
good,
to
man.
blame me.
Hey, hold on. Man, how's Lucas been, man?
He's great, man. He's watching the game with me today. He's disappointed. He said in the beginning, we're going to lose this game. They're not playing strong. They're not playing tough.
Oh, man.
He called it, bro.
Yeah.
Freezie, what's up with Mitchell Robinson, bro? He looks lost. He's not really doing much at all, bro. He looks lost, man.
Can I answer that? I was going to answer
that. Bam Adebayo.
I was going to say Bam Adebayo.
Raps.
No, hold on. Bam Adebayo, Spoelstra dictating that we're going to throw multiple bodies at him no matter what happens.
Right.
And some of the refs have taken a little bit of the bite out of him. Because if you notice, the two games we lost, he had 3 fouls in the first half.
Yeah.
Both times.
Yeah.
And once you have him kind of neutered and not effective and lethargic and not on the boards, it's kind of just like,
it's apparent.
what can you get out of him?
Yeah, and Tibbs, and that's what I'm saying. And so Tibbs made an adjustment. He went with Hartenstein for most of the way. Where he got to a point where he just sat Mitch down and didn't even look at him. Right? You know what I'm saying? He sat Mitch down. He was like, "Oh, Mitch ain't got it tonight, man." And then he looked at Hartenstein. Hartenstein didn't have it, so he took Hartenstein out and went with Randall at the 5. So there were adjustments made. There were a lot of adjustments made in this game by Tibbs.
It's not the right kind of adjustment.
My issue is
they weren't the right kind of adjustment.
Clearly, Matt. Let me finish my thought, bro. I don't.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, go ahead. Do you? They don't want to hear my analysis. Go ahead, bro. Whatever you got.
Thing is, Tibbs made adjustments, but they were the wrong kind of adjustments. He buckled under pressure yet again in terms of
right. You said that, but what's the right adjustment?
The right adjustment would have been at least try to give Mitchell one more chance and let him ride it out.
I was gonna say, like, us going small ball when we don't really do that, it kind of reeks like a panic to me, which is fine. But it's like we don't really run. It would be like if we started running zone defense when we never do it.
Right. Okay.
It was
Yeah, that
desperation. Just call it what it is.
eh,
That was desperation.
It was panic shifting.
Um, it's not that I I don't like them playing together. It's that he had an entire season to implement it. Just like he had an entire season to implement a big lineup,
Of course.
which I call since the season before the season started, to go with Mitch, Julius, and Obi. So therefore, to wait till the playoff game to do these things is crazy to me. It's just pure desperation. You know.
This-
Yeah,
Why?
and it's telling the other team we have no answers for what you're doing. We're just going to lose.
I feel like the Josh Hart starting Josh Hart was the desperation move to begin with.
That's what I've been saying for like 5 games now.
Yeah.
Right.
Should have just as soon as Grimes was back, you should have went back to your normal rotation.
Of course. I agree.
That actually worked for you for multiple months.
Yep.
But you saw Josh Hart, he played well in a particular series, but every matchup isn't the same.
Okay.
But knowing the Tin Man, he's just gonna burn hard out, and it's gonna screw the team over.
No need for name calling, Mets. No need for name calling.
Yeah. But check this out though. Let me ask y'all this, and it'll probably make y'all laugh, right? But would you, if you're Tibbs, would you consider bringing RJ off the bench? Grimes and Hart and
Yes.
Randall. Would y'all consider bringing RJ off the bench in a
Freezie,
scenario
yes.
where when
I would consider not even playing Obi, and like when we go to our bench, we just downsize and put Hart at the 4 and let RJ play.
Oh.
RJ, Hart, Grimes
Yes.
quickly. But
I
if
would-
quickly's healthy, I would rather downsize.
if you do that though, who's going to be your 8th person?
It has to be Deuce.
Probably Deuce.
Okay.
Probably
Yeah,
Deuce.
I would
Because
Yeah,
when they go, like they do not play traditional bigs. They don't run 2 traditional bigs for the majority of the game. When Kevin Love starts games, he doesn't even come back in till the 3rd quarter, half the time.
Right. And Kevin Love is not going to put the ball on the floor. And Kevin Love is, in my mind, here recently. I don't know what it's been like in Miami. I only watched a handful of games, but I don't know if I'm worried about Kevin Love posting up RJ Barrett.
He's
Nah.
3 and re. He's 3s and rebounds. That's what
I
he's there
want-
for.
Okay.
I won't do it. I won't put
And the occasional bump.
RJ off the
little bit.
bench
Yeah.
only because we haven't done it earlier, and I'm not going to start in the playoff.
Okay.
And I won't sit Obi topping down because I am not playing for just this year. I am playing for now and into the future.
Oh,
I
he's not
want
going
all
to be
these
here.
young players. I want all these young players to get experience. And if I have to lose that way, I'd rather go out that way. Because again, this is basically the first year of this team, of the core of this team.
Nah,
Besides-
I can't agree with that.
I
That-
can't sacrifice now for the future. though.
Sacrifice Obi Toppin minutes for if Obi Toppin doesn't play another second and we go to the finals, I'll be fine with that. What are you saying, man? Like that doesn't even
Dude,
make any sense.
I'm going to the finals.
Okay, fine.
We're
Okay,
not
fine,
going to
Nav. But you
finals.
can't sacrifice winning
I'm
for
gonna-
Obi Toppin minutes.
Tonight.
What Obi Toppin is doing that preventing us from winning or losing.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
I mean, what,
First off, he gets lost on rotations
Thank you.
repeatedly on defense. He's lost on defense often. He doesn't rebound that well, and he's not shooting well to make up for the first 2 things. And he's not getting those leak out dunks.
And those loose balls, the loose balls, that has nothing to do with experience. That's effort. You know what I'm saying?
Lack of
Experience-
effort.
Yeah, like Corey Lee, and we called the game earlier. There were 3 loose balls. We saw Obi run to. Other guys diving on the floor. Obi was reaching down to try to pick it up.
Bam Adebayo was flinging his body left, right, and center.
Yeah, yeah.
And we got guys out here like half stepping
Right.
for loose ball.
Right.
but that's what I'm
But-
talking about.
But like it's because Big Tone, but like Big Tone said, and I give him credit where credit is due. my man said that they had been in these battles before.
Exactly. That's
Right.
that's the
They had
point
been
I'm
in,
making.
but here's the thing. They had been in those battles before, right? And they advanced because they were trying to win in those moments. The Miami Heat wasn't in those battles in 2020 like, yo, we just gonna cruise right here because we want to be good in 2023. They wanted to win back then, Nev.
Right,
Yeah.
and
And
to another
they
thing,
gave their
Nev,
players that type of experience
Nev,
and they live with the consequences.
I've seen Spoelstra bench Hero when it's winning time. I've seen him do it repeatedly,
Right.
and Tyler Hero is infinitely more talented and done more in the playoffs than Obi Toppin has
Right.
in a shorter amount of time. When Tyler Hero first got to the playoffs, he did more than Obi Toppin has done in the same amount of games. So when we talk about these things, like, do you really would sacrifice 20 minutes of Obi Toppin for a win if that ultimately if that were to
If
happen?
I believe it's going to lead to a win, I would
But if
sacrifice
he's
Obi.
but every
But I
matchup,
don't
Hey,
but
believe
every
hold on, Drake. Hey, Drake,
okay.
oh
let
yeah,
me
I'm gonna
I
let him
don't
finish.
believe it's I don't think sitting Obi, yeah, it's going to just automatically give us a win.
Okay.
We might as we're going to lose the game anyway if we sit Obi down. So
So you
why
say,
not?
oh, so you saying it didn't matter? Okay, all
It's
right.
not
So
going to matter.
okay, all right,
So therefore,
okay.
you have to play your players and let them get the experience and live with the
Mhm.
consequences.
Nev, hate to break it
Uh,
to you, but Obi is probably the first one out of here out of
all right,
all of
I
the
and
other
mean,
nephew,
guys.
I
hey,
gotta
I
ready to
mean
do my
that's your
stream,
opinion, but
Okay.
I
but
Hey,
don't think. Go
hey,
ahead.
man.
Peace,
Hey,
Tone.
hey,
I appreciate
put your
y'all.
link.
All
Hey,
right,
Big
Big
Tone, put
Tone.
your link in the chat. The channel in the chat,
Oh,
so that
okay.
we can come over there and because listen, no matter what
Yeah.
happens, if y'all gonna be talking basketball this summer and all of that, you know we're gonna be coming over there, coming through. You know what
Oh
I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
most
yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
oh,
So
let
yeah,
me
so
let me
put your thing in
let
the
me make
chat so we
sure.
can.
Yeah, let me get that so I can put my. Oh yeah, because yeah, because it's all about the trades and who gonna get rid of who's gone, who possibly gonna be gone, and everything.
Right,
Um,
right.
yeah, let me do that before I leave. My
And
computer a
listen,
little slow,
and
but I wanna
listen.
I wanna answer.
Go ahead.
I want to answer Delano because he still had that on my mind. He talking about when you asked me, what spoke, and he said y'all degrade teams all the time. Nephew Freezie didn't ask me what the fans think. He asked me what do the coaches think about
Right.
this win. The fans, just like you, Delano, if you're still listening, you gonna call us garbage like y'all have. You gonna say you gonna sweep us just like y'all have, or winning 4, or winning 5, or winning 6, whatever the case. Well, that's what we gonna do. But when it comes to the coaches and their staff, they don't talk like that. See, so you got it mixed up. He didn't ask me what Big Tone as a fan thing go ahead. He asked me what the coaches, and one thing the coaches I know personally, the coaches there in Miami, and they don't talk like that.
Yeah, Big
They
Time. He was
don't
trolling.
talk like
He was trolling you,
respect.
bro.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah, he was
I know. But
trolling
I
you.
just wanted to put that out there. And Knicks today, don't worry about it, bro. You're a little emotional. I know you mad, bro. But don't worry, we whipped that butt just like I told you on to Monday. I holler at you. Matter of fact, before I log out, let me make sure I put that in the private. You said in the chat or
You
private
put
chat?
it in the, yeah, put it in there in
The
If
you
you
can
chat.
put
put it
it
in
in the
both.
private chat, we'll repost it for you.
Yeah, we'll repost it. Yeah, put it in the
Okay,
private chat. We got you.
okay. Y'all go ahead and do y'all thing. I'm gonna get my link and then I'm gonna log out. But I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all be careful. Be
Ain't no doubt.
salute and we
Peace.
see y'all Monday.
All
Peace
right,
out.
boss.
But
All right,
Yeah,
man.
I
hey,
ain't gonna
have a good
log
show.
out till I put my link in your chat. I'm going to get it now.
Big
Yeah,
Tony
man.
is
But have a good show, man, and I hope
Oh
everything
yeah,
goes all right over there.
appreciate you.
Ain't no doubt,
Oh
no
yeah,
doubt.
appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
Freezy. I
The
can't stand Barrett, man. Barrett is so slow, Freezy.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like RJ, man. I don't like him
I,
at all.
I don't know what we're gonna do. I mean,
It's not just
if
art.
you but of all our issues today, RG like seventh on the things that annoyed me from this game.
Yeah, it's not just RJ. The whole team was weak tonight.
It was It was bad shooting from everyone not named Brunson. It was lackluster effort from everyone.
Bad defense too for threes. They're leaving the guys open left and right for threes.
And man,
Oh my god,
I
we were
don't like.
missing so many threes.
I'd hate to bemoan and like get on Randall, but a lot of that effort was like some of those closeouts he didn't even try. Like he was just olaying. He was just waving at dudes. Maybe he's hurt, but
That is my
he's
point.
not even using that excuse himself. So if he's not going to use it, I can't use that he's hurt excuse.
But
Right.
that is my point. That's the point I'm trying to make. If we make it excuses for Randall, for Julius, why is it okay for Obi to play and go through his mistakes? Julius is getting home, 40 minutes, because 38 to cost of 40 minutes. Therefore, why we can't live with Obi's?
Okay.
You know, we're willing to live with Julius. If we're not willing to live with hey, I would understand. You want to tell me we're not willing to live with Obi? Then okay, then also bench Julius.
The thing is, Nev, like a good Julius Randle outweighs whatever a good Obi is.
Oh,
So
for
you
sure.
have to you have to weigh that. You have to
Yes.
you have to equate that. So
Yes.
no matter what, like a good 10-minute spurt out of Julius Randle will outweigh whatever Obi does over 30 minutes in a playoff game.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So
But
so when
the
we talk about
issue-
these things in minutes and stuff, Julius Randle is not a role player. So you can't use that. You can talk, maybe you can throw that out there for Josh Hart, because Josh Hart is a role player, but Julius Randle is not a role player. So when you talk about these things, he can have 10 to 15-minute spurts that will outweigh whatever Obi does for an entire series, even if Obi's playing well. So
But-
you have
but-
to think about these things.
But the difference is that Julius sets the example. He should be held to a higher standard. He's a better player. We all know he's a better player than Obi.
I posted Freezie.
Yeah,
Okay.
we all know that he's a better player than Obi. Again, he should be held to a higher standard, and he should be setting. He is actually setting the thing. You know what other players going to do. I mean, if he's playing bad, why should we expect any of our younger players to play better than him?
Because they're professional?
They're
But
they're
it
the
doesn't
professionals.
work that way. Watch around the league anywhere. Your best players set the example, set the standard, and every else follow.
But
We-
I
we
mean,
play
this
them-
is
We don't play them the same amount of money because they're professionals. We don't do that. We play them. We play Julius more than everybody else because we expect him to be
Because he's a
deliver on the highest
two-time
standard.
All-Star?
Yep.
That's right,
Okay.
and that's why we're going to pay more money.
Is Obi a two-time All-Star?
No, but then that
Is
is
Obi
my
a one-time
point.
All-Star?
That is my point. Thing. So Julius should be setting the example. You know, that is my point.
I would say this, but this has been like a reoccurring theme with Tom Thibodeau. Wherever he goes, he gives one or two guys extra leeway, which is, I mean, it is what it is at this point. Like a lot of coaches, when they have a star player or a two-time All-Star, they give them leeway to do extra things. Not like accountability. In reality, we'd love to say accountability works perfectly, but it doesn't. It never does in any walk of life, in any field, or anything. Like it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
I disagree.
Nah,
The-
man.
It doesn't.
Even
Nev, that's not reality.
let
That's
me
not
make-
real life.
Let me make
Even
this
with
point.
y'all,
Let me
even-
make this point.
okay,
Frisbee.
all right, go
Let me
ahead.
make this point. Accountability works for the team that winning it all. It doesn't work for the team that's not doing it because they're not going to win it all. Check it out. The team are going to win it all. Those are one of those teams.
Then don't
Two
try,
teams
Nev.
are going to be in the finals. The
Then
two
don't
teams that are
try,
going to
Nev.
be in the finals. They're going to hold their players accountable. The teams that are not going to be in the finals, they're
Sure, when you're
not.
crazy.
Those are the teams that's not going to that. Those are
Nev,
the
do
teams
you
that's not
think Steve Kerr holds Draymond Green as accountable as he holds Jordan Poole?
No.
as he holds who?
Jordan Poole.
No, not at all.
So stop this nonsense, bro.
Come
Did,
on.
did, did,
What-
did Dennis
what
Rodman
Poole
get held?
away with?
Did Dennis Rodman get held accountable?
Dre, please tell me what Jordan Poole got away with. Where is he getting away with some of the things? Where is it? Where is he getting?
He
No,
gets
no,
benched when he
it's the
plays
opposite.
bad.
It's the opposite, now. It's the opposite. He's saying that he basically gives Draymond more leeway because Draymond is a proven vet and a champion, and Jordan Poole is young and is is a contributor. So yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all. That's all. And I don't know, man. In terms of the accountability thing, in my life, in sports and in business, the higher performers always get more leeway. Like the accountability thing is only good for human resources. That's it.
You can't treat these players like they're your children and treat them equally. That's a fairy tale. You can't do that. They're not children. They're not like they're these are businesses. The NBA is a business, man. Winning begets more money. When we talk about these things, and then Julius Randle does things when he's right that helps you win more than what Obi Toppin does. Just being absolutely honest. Now, is he playing well right now? No. But what can you do? We've seen him bench Julius Randle every won a game, but Obi is not playing at that level, and he hasn't since the first round. In the three games, we played against Miami, Obi has been a no-show in all the minutes that he's gotten. Nothing, gotten absolutely nothing out of him.
Okay.
Yeah, at this point, Tibbs needs to stop playing Obi.
I won't say that.
He needs to keep Obi in the bench because Obi is not going to do anything to spark the offense.
I won't say that. I would just say I would say like he has the talent. He has the talent to spark, but when we're in the playoffs, there is but so many minutes you can just throw away trying to get one guy right. It's a reason why Emmanuel quickly played 9 minutes in a playoff game that we won. And I would have played Emmanuel quickly the same 9 minutes if it would ensure a win, which it did.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
way off.
But at the end of the day, and one more thing, it's really not up to Obi to spark any offense other than run the lanes or fill the lanes. It's really he's not hustling. That's the issue. He's not hustling. He's not attacking anybody on defense. He's just out there like, hey, I'm happy to be here, and I'm just waiting for my participation award.
That's a good one, Corey. No, to me, I see every time Obi comes in the game, the only thing I see Obi doing is standing behind the 3-point line, waiting to launch threes. That's all I see Obi doing. He never takes the basketball and attack the rim.
I'll give you this perspective. The three highest paid guys in the series are Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Butler, and Bam Adebayo, right?
Yep.
Yes.
All of them are diving on loose balls, diving in the stands, diving all over the place, and they're the highest paid players between both teams.
And we watched Nev, Obi, Toppin. Me and Lee was sitting right here, bro. We watched 3 plays where the Heat were on the floor, scratching and clawing for the ball, and Obi ran over there, standing up, wouldn't get in the fray. And Nev, we saw it with our own eyes, right? This is not stuff that we made up. This ain't like some random play. We saw when we were down 15 points, Obi would not dive for a loose ball. Right? And mind you, I'm not picking on Obi. I'm talking about the collective of these guys. I only point out that one play because I have a witness here, Lee. When I asked Lee, I was like, hey, Lee, did you see that? He was like, yeah, I saw it. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why, because Lee saw the same thing I saw, and we saw it together. So the thing about Obi, and listen, and it's not just Obi, Nev, and trust me, I'm not being adversarial to you. You know, I'm enjoying the conversation. I like the back and forth between everybody, right? Everybody have their own opinion. I'm not forcing my opinion on anybody. But there was another play too that made me lose respect for a player. and that is when Zella shoved Randall down out of bounds, and then Hartenstein in an instant, bim, just like that, shoved Zella. You know what? Do you know what Quentin Grimes was doing? Quentin Grimes was backing away from the fray. Right? Hart ran over there to them to see what's going on. And you know what Hartenstein and Hart have that Grimes doesn't have? Both of
Dog.
those, both well that. But both of those players got here this year. No, neither one of them are original Knicks draft picks. The original Knicks draft pick, you know where he was at? He was backing up from the fray. And as soon as I saw it, I pointed it out to Lee. And Lee, you know what I was thinking about when I saw Grimes backing up?
It starts with a P and it ends with a SSY.
Well, I was thinking this, right? I was thinking Grimes didn't rush in there to help his teammate, right? But I was thinking back to that look on his face in Cleveland in Game 2 when he had that bloody lip.
Fact.
Yeah, I remember that.
Fact.
Yeah, Dre, you remember that moment when
this look of physicality isn't for him.
yeah, or the look of I can dish it out, but I can't take it.
Yeah, like he doesn't like it when it's a dead ball.
Right. Yeah. So my thing is I'm not calling Grimes soft, but I saw two moments and one playoff postseason that kind of made me think like his upside this in a year, he better be SGA. Because he better be better than Anthony Edwards in a year. Because right now he got that look of when you take the fight to him,
Deer in the headlights.
he can't take it. Right. And listen, I've seen Grimes play live at least 10 or 12 times. Right? I know he's tough.
Freezie,
I know Grimes is tough.
I feel like he should have had a trial by fire and should have just started against Jimmy Butler. And he would have been forced to embrace the physicality because that's all Jimmy's gonna give him.
Right.
Elbows, shoulders, knees, his whole body. The herky jerky game. He should have been out there to get that baptism, regardless even if it worked or not.
But Dre, what I'm speaking to is an innate trait. I'm talking about because listen, you can build a dog house, you can go buy a leash, you can go buy dog food, you can go buy a bone, right? But when you put that leash around a bird's collar, guess what that bird is gonna be? A bird. He ain't gonna be no dog. I don't care how big the dog house is, what kind of leash you put around his neck. None of that. A bird is gonna be a bird, bro. A bird can't be a dog.
Crazy.
That's fair, Freezie. But like when we talk about
Freezie,
Josh Hart and like some of these other guys, hold on now. You talk about Josh Hart. Josh Hart came to the league as ultimately a very, very nice guy. He played physical, but
exactly.
He played physical. His brand of basketball was very physical, but everybody loves him. If that makes sense.
He was friendly, but when you watch him at Villanova, he was their dog, bro.
Yeah, he was the best player on the team.
Yeah, he was a dog at Villanova, bro. He was that guy. He was that dude. He was never like this dude wasn't a pastry that turned into a pie, bro. The dude had always had the dog in him. You know what I'm saying? But Grimes, every time he gets his chin checked, he back up.
Yeah, you can't have that.
It's like Adams Rangers. Every time they get their chin checked, they fold up.
Even RJ isn't like that.
Not right.
Okay. All right. Let me make this point. Number one, they have they have probably the second best coach in the league. Steve Kerr to me is the best. So they have the second best coach in the league. Number two, they have much more experience than our players.
You think they're better than Popovich?
They went,
You think they're better than Popovich?
Yeah.
He's like okay. You can't rank him, but he's easily a top 4 or 5 coach in the league.
Yeah.
Hey, let me finish this point, bro.
Yeah. No, number two, like I was saying, they have much more experience than our players. They've been battle tested.
Okay.
They went through all these things already. All players. This is basically for a lot of them first timers. Obi, um, Grimes, Obi, quickly. Who else? Mitch. You know, even I had been in the playoff already. I think. Uh,
Yeah, this is Mitch's first
so
time because
yeah,
he
Mitch.
was
Yeah.
hurt. He was
So
hurt against
basically, for
Atlanta.
all players, this is the first time, and this is the first time they have reached this level. Yeah.
Right.
For them
Right.
to, for us to just ask them to be just super experienced when they're not really out talenting the other side, they're not clear cut talent. It's asking for a lot. You know, maybe next year when they facing play similar, they were able to overcome that.
All
But
right.
it's not that
So what do you
they
do right now? So what do you do right now?
you have to just give them the experience. Like I said, you have to trust them and see if they can overcome it. If they cannot overcome, then you have to lose with them. That's it, because they need that kind of experience, and that to you know to, they need our coaches need to point to them and say, "Hey, see them diving on the floor. What? Why are you standing up? See the other side, whoever Jimmy diving on the floor, or whoever you want
Hey,
to
Nev,
call."
Nev, but I learned that in middle school basketball though. I
But
learned that as a
but
sixth
but
grader,
but
and I'm not young like
but
them either.
but but even you, Freezy, if you had a younger brother and you were playing on the basketball court, you know more. No, you have more basketball knowledge than him.
Right,
You basically going to, depending on the age and whatever. Even as an adult, you probably still could dominate him, or still can. As an old man, you still probably know more things to how to suppress his game and make your game show up. So the
right,
same thing is happening to our players. Yeah,
right.
it quickly is a more talented player than maybe anybody on Miami bench, but he hasn't been in that position. You know, yeah. So that it takes knowledge and experience. We cannot discount that.
Nev,
So
Nev,
yeah,
Hold on, hold on, say
I give you that, right? I give you that, man. My point though, what I'm getting at is all the stuff that you're talking about is experience. Okay,
yeah,
I get that point. I agree. But what I'm telling you is that there is fundamental stuff that a basketball player learns from day one. And if you got
yes.
to teach them when they 24, you need to get their rumps out of here.
No, Frizzy, it doesn't work like that, because what it is, if they're in the moment, the negative and the
So
you
you got to change that. Now you got to get inside their head.
no, I'm not getting. I just telling you what it is. They're still frightened because they're still cats. Like somebody called them pussy cats earlier. They're still that way. They still
Right.
haven't grown up in that kind of environment.
So when a cat grows up, it's going to be a dog.
Yes, yes. It's going to be
No,
a
Nev,
more
when a
fierce
cat
cat.
You
grows up,
should have
it's going to be
said
a
a
cat.
cat gonna be a
It's going.
lion.
It's going to
Nah,
be
this
a
is
more
gonna be
hold
fierce
this
on.
cat.
domesticated cat.
Yeah.
No, I think this is the issue, and let's get it to the nitty gritty. The young man he's obviously never been in a fight. He's never, and when I mean in a fist fight, a physical fist fight, because at some point, when are you gonna be like, listen, you ain't gonna be punking me? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, when you get to
When
the
are you?
NBA, nobody really fights. They all just shove. Like
Yeah.
No,
all
I'm not
every
talking about fight. I'm not talking about fight, but I'm talking about in that instant where what Freezy was talking about, where he's not built for the moment. That's what I mean.
Okay.
it's hard to just say completely. Maybe his mentality hasn't shifted just yet, because ultimately he's still a second year player in his first ever playoffs, and he got demoted for no reason other than he got hurt. So it's one of those things where his head might be just all over the place. He might be pressing in his limited minutes because he wants to get back in the good graces. He wants to back his starting position. But it's like it's a whole lot of things that might be going on in his head at the same moment. So like I get the part where yeah, you're supposed to stick up for your teammates and mix it up a little bit. But at the same time, it's like in his head, nobody really fights. So what's the purpose? A lot of NBA players think of it that way as well, where they don't even engage or bother because nobody's actually gonna fight. But it's not about actually fighting or
I
not.
think
It's more about
it's
supporting your
showing up and
teammates.
you know,
Yeah,
and yeah, supporting your teammates, showing that that's not
and
allowed.
I believe in other like Grimes probably in other ways support his teammates.
Yeah, he probably bought him dinner and stuff. He probably a nice guy.
Yeah, I will
Uh,
agree.
He probably like a nice guy. But here's the thing. Here's the thing with that
Pay for
man.
their Ubers.
Yeah, he probably paid for their Ubers and stuff.
Yeah,
But listen, but here's the thing. Jimmy Butler walked away from it, right? And he walked by Grimes and he looked into the camera and stuff, was smirking and doing all kind of stuff like this right by Grimes, right? You know what stuff like that, the little subliminal messages that tells me is Jimmy Butler has intimidated our young players.
One thing
exactly.
I don't like. Randall is still buddy buddy with Jimmy Butler and all these other guys after the game after he's getting smoked and whacked and hounded and that's the thing I don't like personally, Freezy. But
Right.
he's
Right.
like after the game fraternizing with them
Yeah,
before the game. I'm just like, come on, bro.
Okay.
Like that's something I don't like personally, but it is what it is. Like
Because
the NBA,
you old school though.
yeah, the NBA is a fraternity, so
Right.
like these guys don't have the same, like they don't have the same intensity
Right.
or hate for the enemy or quote unquote hate, but it's not really hate, but it's just
But
a
so
certain focus.
you like the
strong
old school
dislike.
approach though.
But it's
So you,
like, I mean, Kevin Garnett.
I
How
no,
do.
old
no, no,
school is
but
Kevin
Trey, no,
Garnett?
listen, no,
I
let me
do.
and let me ask this because you said you don't like it, and I want to just get to the core that you don't like it because you feel like there should be lines drawn, like an old school approach, right?
Yeah,
Okay, all right, that's
within
all I
reason.
want to.
Yeah,
I don't mind after the series, but I agree with
like
Dre.
because if
Yeah,
you, I don't know if you've seen it, but like before the series even starts, he's like working out, getting his pregame jump shots in, and he's like fraternizing with Jimmy
yeah,
Butler, and I'm just like, this is where Jimmy Butler has you. He's disarming you and everything. Like,
everything.
what are
Yep.
you doing?
Okay,
Like these guys are not your best friends, man. They try to take your head off on the court, bro.
Basically, the same thing Michael Jordan used to do to people, make them think like, yo, the same thing to Pat. Basically, hell yeah, we laugh, we joke after the series and all that stuff like that. But actuality, I could care less because all I want to do is win. At the end of the day, that's a killer on the low.
okay,
I'm
I,
talking about Jimmy Butler.
yeah, it's. I'm like the way he's like pointing at specific guy. Like he pointed at Josh Hart, like you can't guard me
yep,
repeatedly. So it's like it, it- I don't know who Tibbs thinks Josh Hart is, but if 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 this guy can go for 56 while being guarded by Drew Holiday most of the time, it's okay to not play Josh Hart 40 straight minutes. Like it's okay. Like you
Yeah,
can throw multiple bodies at him. It's okay, man.
right, right,
If all NBA defender Drew Holiday gets cooked, it is okay to send multiple bodies and live. Sometimes live with the results.
totally.
Sometimes a great player can just be great and you can still beat the team. But a lot of the times you watching the game and they just overselling out, doubling him immediately on the catch, and then we're already out of whack and our rotations are already bad. So when you start doubling for no reason, Spoelstra already knows how to get to his shooters out of those double teams. Jimmy Butler has been a master at it for years now.
okay,
There's a reason why he averaged damn near a triple double in the finals while being double teamed almost every
okay,
second. You can't
okay,
just. It's one of those things where you can't just send the same zombie double team over and over.
right,
Sometimes you got to play him straight up
Yep, yep.
because you lose. It's a 5-on-5 game. You
okay,
lose when everybody's cooking. That's
okay.
ultimately, in my mind, how a series will go. But they didn't even. One last thing, they didn't even shoot well from three in this game, and they still won by 20. Well,
No, they didn't. No, they didn't do anything, bro. What I'm
they
telling
didn't
you,
do
Dre,
anything special.
they didn't do anything well. Period. They didn't do anything good in this game, and I'm not knocking the Miami Heat, right? But they didn't do anything today against the Knicks that make you think like, wow, man, this team this team is the this team is going to win 75 games next year. But the thing that they impressed me with is they made all the winning plays.
50-50
Right,
balls.
right.
Yep.
All the winning plays, like when Obi was standing over a ball that was on the floor, Kyle Lowry
Dive.
was diving on the floor.
Jimmy Butler diving on the floor. Bam Adebayo diving on the floor.
Right. That's what I'm saying, man. Some of these things, it's not about how much film you watch and how many reps you do in the weight room,
How bad you want it.
or how much on court experience. Some of this stuff it's like when Dre. I know you know sports, right? So I'm just gonna address this to Dre, right? Dre, it's like when I was boxing, right? The referees be like, protect yourself at all times, right? When I first got in the ring, the referee's like, hey kid, didn't I tell you to protect yourself? I ain't gonna tell you no more, right? This dude messed around and threw me halfway through a rope and was punching me in the butt, right? He ain't supposed to do that. That's illegal, right? But you know what? Referee was like, I was like, yo, you ain't seen that? He
Protect
dirty.
yourself.
The referee was like, and he walked away from me, right? So what I'm getting at is some things have to become innate when you're a professional athlete. The basketball is valuable. Either you possess it or the other team possesses it. So while it's loose, you need to go get it. Because if you don't get it, guess what happens to it?
They gonna get it.
They gonna get it.
Yep.
Those are the small things. Those are the small things that I'm talking about. When they send you to the free throw line, I know it's free. I know it's a throw. But they hit it, and they hit free throws at 90%, and we hit free throws at 73%. So we can't complain about referee call. Oh, the referee's cheating. Bro, when they send you to the line, you miss anyway.
I noticed tonight, Freezie. They shot 31 free throws and made 90% of them.
Yep.
And they out rebounded us.
Yep.
Can't win that way.
Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying. That's the point. That's what I'm talking about, man. Some of the stuff
they won in the margins.
They know how to win.
Yep.
Yeah, they know how to win. That's what I mentioned this earlier, and I said this earlier. I said before the series, well, after game one, I was like, certain things that I didn't like we lost game one because we shot bad, right? But this is a thing with a special team. They know how to win in 20 different ways.
Right.
We kind of only know how to win in one or two ways.
Right.
Relatively. And granted, these ways that we win works against 27 out of the other 29 teams.
Okay.
At least relatively consistently. Right?
Right.
So, but when you're going against a team that's as prepared as this team, that has the war experience as this team,
right?
Has the tactician as this team. It's one of those things where, and then they have the general on the court, and well, they have multiple generals. They have Kyle Lowry and Jimmy Butler. So when you deal with like guys like that, you can't just win the 1-2 styles that you're winning at. You have to beat them to the punch at the other things that they're good at.
And Dre, this one other thing real quick before Nav jump back in, right? Nav, the thing that the Knicks need to understand is this young team, because this team is young, bro. Don't look at the average overall age.
The average age of the rotation guys is 24.5.
Right. Don't look at the total age of the team with 48 and rolls on it. This team is young, right? And so young teams have a problem with winning in any style, right? Like this Knicks team, the young guys think we're supposed to win a certain way. Like we hit them with
fashionable.
Quickly thinks if we hit them with a haymaker, they'll just lay down and go to sleep.
Yep.
No, that's not how you win quickly. That's why he does those heat checks.
Right, Freezy. Like the Heat are like this is what I compare the Heat to like the Heat are like when a starting pitcher, a great starting pitcher, doesn't have their good stuff that night, but they scratch and claw through
Max
these
Scherzer.
long at bats.
Yeah.
These long at bats, they scratch and claw and get six innings, 2 runs.
Yeah, they use their best pitch so you can hit a foul ball. And you know what that counts to as the pitcher? A strike.
Right.
You know
So
what I'm saying?
it's one of those things where the Heat are one of those. They're like the Heat are like a zombie. You might be able to cut their arm off, but if you don't take their head off, they're just gonna keep coming.
A point I wanted to make, Freeze. There were like a number of times where Kyle Lowry stripped our guys of the ball. I mean, they just won't give us no easy baskets. If we were if we were in the, we get an offensive rebound. There's no way they're letting us go straight back up with that ball.
No.
Yeah, and so many times we couldn't get even a foul call.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Dre, to your zombie thing, I like that, man. That was an excellent example. But here's the thing with a zombie, right? With a zombie, the zombie is in the mindset that I'm gonna be coming at you regardless.
Yes.
You know why? What's the repercussion? What's the worst thing? What's the worst thing that can happen to me?
You gonna kill me?
You gonna kill me? Well, I'm already dead. You know what I'm saying? So that's why zombies are relentless, bro. That's why they relentless. The worst thing you can do to me has already happened. Right?
They've already taken playoff losses. What's that going to do?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Right. So that's what I'm saying. The difference in the margins with our guys, bro, you got to get on the floor.
The thing I do take solace in, because you said our rotation is very young.
Right.
However it ends, these guys are gonna come back next year better. All of them. RJ is gonna come back better. Quickly's gonna come back better. Grimes is gonna come back better. Just naturally because they're so young. It's damn near impossible for them to not come back better.
Nah,
with
you know what?
When I mean better, I don't mean like massive jumps. At bare minimum, they're going to take marginal steps to increase. Some guys take large jumps, some guys don't. But I don't. As far as those young like wings and guards, I believe they'll get better every year.
Especially in the
And it won't be for the Knicks though. I talked to a Knicks insider today that told me that the front office thinks this fan base deserves a winner, and they're gonna do whatever it takes to go get them another guy to go between Brunson and Randall.
Oh God.
Yeah. Talk to him today. Talk to him today about 5. So you just get I hope you have jersey. I hope you guys have jersey insurance.
Well, it's hard to see Randall play the way he plays sometimes and picture him as the third guy, right? Because granted, ultimately, what you want out of your third guy, we already saw it with one of the guys on the Miami Heat. His name is Kevin Love. When you want out of your third guy, you want him to be hyper efficient in his touches, be able to shoot in space efficiently, right? It doesn't even matter if you're open or not. Just be efficient on your minimal touches. And the way Randall plays, he needs the usage to be effective, in my mind. So it's one of those weird things where, like, if Randall gets pushed down on the totem pole to be the third guy, and he averages like 17,
he'll still be an all-star.
I don't.
Randall with. I know. I know. But the thing we have to consider. The thing we have to consider is, for one, all the guys in Randall's position, right, that are great at their job, have 2 things that Randall don't have. For one, the the Milwaukee Bucks, knowing that Giannis could be a great player, maybe all-time NBA player, you know what they surrounded Giannis with?
Shooters.
Shoot. Oh, Dre, you read my mind, bro. It's like I got it written.
That was
I got
it.
it.
Yes, Freezie, it's
And
on your forehead.
you know what? And you know what? You know what else they surrounded Giannis with? Great individual and team defenders. Does RJ Barrett? I'm sorry, not RJ Barrett, but does Julius Randle have great individual and team defenders around him?
No. But I'll say this though, Freezie. Even before he got to this specific point, I'd say the Bucks had less talented teams than this team right here, and they were getting to the second round and maybe getting eliminated. While Giannis was like 24, 25. Julius Randle was 28. I think Julius Randle will sustain this particular level of play, but I don't see him going any higher because there's levels, and Giannis, there's another level to where Giannis goes ultimately.
Right.
So it's hard for me to picture that. Like we can draw the comparisons, right? Like if you were to swap Julius Randle for the 2020, like swap Julius Randle and Giannis for that 2021 Bucks team, they're not winning the title swapping them out. Like just to put it frank, even when Julius Randle's playing at his
swap
best.
out Giannis and Anthony Davis? Do they win if that player is Anthony Davis?
Yeah.
Nah,
I don't think so either.
I don't think so because there's a certain level of go get it that Giannis has. Like
right.
Anthony Davis is not dropping 50 in a closeout.
Right. The reason why I ask you that is because it relates to Randall.
Right.
I think sometimes we put the unreasonable expectation on Randall.
Yeah, I'm not having
But what I'm saying though is if the floor was spaced and Randall didn't have to worry about double teams every night for 82 games of every season and in the playoffs, I think Randall can average at least 27 and 13.
But Freezie,
right?
Giannis gets doubled the most in the entire league,
you.
though.
Because
Giannis gets doubled the most in the entire league.
If you score like even Anthony Davis, they're going to double team you. That's just the game. So it's not a matter of double team. It's a matter of recognition. Can they recognize
man. Y'all killing me. See, you're not thinking about my point. Okay.
I'm gonna let you finish.
Hold on, y'all. When Steph Curry was on the Warriors by himself 2 years ago, without Klay Thompson, without Draymond Green, without floor spacing, the Warriors were terrible. They earned the number 2 pick with Steph Curry playing 40-something games.
He didn't play 40-something games. He broke his hand that year.
Yeah.
He missed a ton of games. Remember, he broke his hand like 3-4. He broke his hand like 5 games into the season or something.
Steph Curry played a lot of games.
Then he missed like a majority of the season. He came back in like April or something.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, that's why they end up getting the pick because he missed.
He missed like 60 games, at least 60 games.
Yeah. Hold on. I got you. I understand where y'all want to go with it, but
yeah, he only played 5 games in 1920. 5. He played 5 games. He broke his hand that year. That's why they got the number 2 pick. Otherwise, they would have been like a mid-lottery team.
First, they had the injury with what's it, Klay, and then
Klay got hurt again.
Yeah, and then Steph got hurt, and that's how they got the pick.
Yeah, if you look up Steph's stats, he literally only played 5 games.
He played 63 games the year I'm
talking about.
Yeah, he played 63 2 years ago. He played 63 games.
Yeah, and they went to the playoffs.
They went to the playoffs 2 years ago?
Or the play-in, whatever. They lost in the play-in.
They lost to Memphis, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but the year before that, when they got that top draft pick, he broke his hand that year.
Yeah, and they had nobody. Basically, they had nobody, basically. All right, so I got 2 years mixed up together. But there was a year that Steph played, and that team was nowhere near what they would have been if Klay and everybody else was there, if they had floor spacing. Y'all get what Y'all know
Yeah,
what y'all know what I'm
ultimately,
saying.
Yeah.
ultimately, I get what you're saying because
One
you
good
need
player
NBA
surrounded by
talent.
bad. One good
Yeah.
player
You
surrounded
need
by
better.
bad players
Yeah.
never win.
You need better shooters. Yeah, but
I,
they're
I'll,
still going to double team him.
I'll
Believe
I'll
me.
say that. I'll say this though. That even though we have bad shooters, we still have NBA players on this team, and Jalen Brunson is better than anyone Julius Randle has played with by far.
Ever.
Yeah, yeah. Because I'm not gonna count broken down Kobe.
I'm gonna count broken down Kobe. I'm
Well,
gonna say Jalen Brunson this year is better than Kobe Bryant in his last season.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So
So
I mean, and that's no disrespect to Kobe. Father Time is undefeated.
yeah, I mean the numbers say it itself. Like
Right.
he was kind of struggling. He was just back because he wanted to prove to himself he could still play. That's basically it. He didn't want to go out on an injury.
Right. And I don't fault that man for that. But listen, here's the thing that I'm saying about Randall. When the Knicks go out and get their guy this summer, right? Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson will be able to play with that guy, whoever it is, and Randall will still be able to put up borderline NBA All-Star numbers, not because Randall is gonna somehow turn into Giannis, but because he can become a more efficient offensive player and a better rebounder. Because now Randall doesn't have to conserve energy for certain things so that he can go all offense. And that is something to be there is something to be said about that, right? When guys know that they have to conserve energy, you know what I'm saying, to be an offensive threat, they don't chase down loose balls. They don't rotate out on those guys in the corner where they should rotate out to. And ultimately what that means is imagine if Randall is in a Chris Bosh type situation where all of a sudden he is the third fiddle, but out of three good guys,
But
right?
inherently, Chris Bosh is like a 10 time better defender.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
But I mean, I get like I
and
more
more
so
clutch.
compared him. I'm more so compared him to Kevin Love because Kevin Love was more so a one way guy that was just extremely offensively talented, but he became more efficient and he was a rebounder and he could play team defense. But when we talk about like that, it's is the guy that we're adding better than Julius Randle? Will he will Julius Randle be okay being turned into the third option? Because ultimately, when you get turned into that third option, these are the things that you need to be able to do. You need to be able to pick and roll efficiently, which he doesn't like to roll. You know that. You need to be able to pick
No,
and pop
nobody likes to roll.
effectively. You need to be able to pick and pop effectively.
Being a role man is for losers.
Yeah, you need to have chemistry in terms of pick and pop. And Julius Randle isn't necessarily the most efficient catch and shoot guy.
Right.
He's more of like a rhythm shooter, if that makes sense.
If I'm first of all, the role man, like it sounds for fans, the role man just run the pick and roll. And yo, he just let him roll to the back. No, man. No. It's like
I,
hall
I don't
furniture.
want him to do like the full
It's
on roll. Like I want him to do the
nah,
short
bro.
roll. The
You don't
short
move.
roll. The
Nah,
short roll is
right,
something he
right.
could do. That's not
I don't
as
like moving
abusive to the
furniture in
body.
my car, bro. I just go get a moving van. Nev, you ever moved before? Like had to pack up your house and move somewhere else?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have.
you
That's
don't
pretty
you don't
straightforward.
use your daily driver to do that, right? You don't
No,
put like the sofa on top of your car, right? Driving
no,
down the street with a sofa.
no.
Nah, and so that's my point about a role man, bro. Obi Toppin should be our role man, and he's not. Right? Obi gives you all the Obi for what he is. He should be that guy, like the role guy, because he's got excellent hands. He's athletic and he can jump out the gym.
The,
He's got a shot going to the base. He's got soft touch. Now, if I think Nev want to argue me that
no,
Obi got
what
soft
I
touch.
want to say is that Obi rolls the points that he doesn't get the ball. If we trust him, if we would give him the ball more often, then you'd open the court a lot because he moves. And he rolls to the basket a lot, but he ain't gonna see the ball. I mean, all you have seen him with his hands up with days, all kind of crying for the ball. You know, we just
I agree
don't.
with you.
We refuse to play a more motion offense. We just don't want to. You know, we have two of the best ISO players, and that's why the coach wants to play. So that's
I
what
Well,
mean,
it is.
it's by design. What we do is set up a lot of isolation, and we try to capitalize on the immediate pass out the double team,
Yep.
which is why Brunson and Randall are two of the most double team players in the entire
it-
league,
Exactly.
because it's like against the average NBA team it works, but when you're going against tacticians and guys focused in on just you, it becomes a little bit easier. Like the things that we've done in order to try to make it work a little bit better, we've relocated after like shots. Like you see guys moving after, so like they don't see static defenses. But that's kind of the reason why we won the second game and we got more open threes. We were relocating repeatedly and moving around the 3 point line. But it took but you see Spolster adjusted to that. So it's a
Yeah.
cat and mouse game at this point.
Yeah. We don't want to pass the ball and give up the ball on the
And,
roll to the roll man. We let him roll and we just watch him go through.
and to
He's
be
open almost every time,
and
but
to
we
be
won't pass
honest,
it.
now, I kind of in my mind I kind of knew we were gonna lose this game just because of the 3 days off and Spolstra is that good. But as the schedule goes and we only have one game between each game,
1 day
but
between each game.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
1 day between each game
Yeah,
from
yeah.
4, 5, and 6, it benefits us because it kind of doesn't leave Tibbs as exposed when he makes adjustments on a game to game. He can't get after around game 4. There's only but so many adjustments you can make. It's either
Right.
it's you executing or not. So game 4, in my mind, will dictate who wins the series. If we win game 4, we're winning the series. If we lose, then yeah, obviously we're
yeah.
gonna lose 3-1, down 3-1. But in my mind, if we come out with the correct adjustments and we execute, I think we win the series. If we win game 4, it's a big if. But there's certain things that we can do better that have nothing to do with just shooting better. Like certain things that we're doing that we could do better has nothing to do with straight up. I'm gonna outshoot you from three 40%. We should have rebounded better today. We got out rebounded. Should have taken care of the ball better. But that's part of Spolstra's thing. That's what he does. He generates turnovers. And Bam Adebayo being so good on the perimeter kind of blows up a lot of what we want to do, because a lot of the thing is we try to create mismatches with other teams' bigs, but when we create the mismatch, it's Bam Adebayo sticking you, not the average center, the average power forward, not the average big guy. So, fortunately, our next game is on Monday. I think if we win that game, we'll be fine. But it's a
Yep.
big ask.
Okay,
We'll
all
see.
right. So Justo 11 is in the building. Justo, thank you for the generous contribution. Justo 11 says, would you consider giving up players for Tyus Jones and Luke Kennard, a playmaker who can score and is a knockdown shooter? Okay, I see you. Let me think about that a little bit. And Justo 11 says, Obi needs to try to beat Aaron Gordon light. Them
Thing is, Aaron Gordon plays with a certain physicality. He
Miles
always
too.
has.
Oh
and
yeah.
some dog in him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He got some.
he if you looked up Aaron Gordon's matchups this whole playoffs, he's been guarding elite players
Yes.
the entire time, and it don't matter if Aaron Gordon's not scoring, he's gonna play defense.
Yep.
So
That's always been his calling card. Matter
yeah,
of fact, I wanted the Knicks to trade for him.
Aaron Gordon's been a big
Yep.
boy his whole life. So
Right. Yep. And he has gotten bigger.
yeah,
The dude is a monster.
it's. I think I want like I I need to see what Mitchell Robinson looks like when he's not in foul trouble. That's what I need. That's what
Yeah.
I need. But
Okay.
I feel like in my back of my mind, I feel like Spoelstra is intentionally putting us in positions where Mitch Robinson can get ticky tack cheap fouls. Like
Okay.
he's calling plays to go directly at him, and then send guys that'll love to do 3 or 4 pump fakes in his chest. And I feel like at the beginning of games, Bam Adebayo was very aggressive, and then when Mitch Robinson or whatever gets in foul trouble, he he goes more into reserve dribble handoffs, and everybody else gets more involved. But it's like ultimately they try to get Mitch Robinson out the game because of how much of a wreaker of havoc he can be when he's on the court and engaged on defense. Because when he gets in trouble, then we all get in trouble. He's just it legitimately like our defense. We focus in on protecting the paint to a fault, which is it's what our defense is. And then
Yeah,
when you
I
remove
went
him,
Francisco, bro. I think we need Dylan Brooks.
is Freezy.
Nope,
We're
nobody.
losing. We're shooting 20-something% from three.
And you
How
want to
does he
bring
solve
Dylan
that?
Brooks?
Is Dylan Brooks
He can
stopping
go out.
Jimmy
No,
Butler?
Yeah,
no,
he can
no,
stop Jimmy
no,
Butler.
No,
no,
he's not.
no, no.
No, he's not.
And
Drew Holiday
Freezy,
couldn't stop him. What
Freezy,
makes you think
I
Dylan Brooks is?
Freezy, I have a problem with players that doesn't make smart decisions. Dylan Brooks is not one of those players. He's not going to make the proper decision. You can count on him doing the wrong things. You know,
But Nev, no disrespect, but you said you have a problem
I
with
do.
Dylan Brooks, yeah, right?
Yes,
Right? But Taylor Jenkins didn't. Not for
because
these.
Taylor Jenkins is a
Not for these.
fool. That's why he's out of the playoff thing. Taylor Jenkins. One
There's
thing,
a there's a
Taylor.
But
place in the league.
Dre,
There's a
Dre,
one minute.
place.
how do
Wait,
you
Dre,
how
Dre, one
is
minute,
Taylor
one minute.
Jenkins a good coach?
Taylor
No,
Jenkins is a good coach, and there's
No.
a place in the NBA for Dylan Brooks.
no.
I
Taylor
just don't
Jenkins.
believe he would
Taylor,
help us in this
Taylor
particular
Jenkins is
situation.
not a good coach, in my opinion. When your team, when your team is getting blown out in the first quarter, and you drawing up a play instead of getting into their butts and to get them to focus, you know, like especially a guy like Dylan Brooks that talk a lot of shit. Get him to focus on the game. Hey, this is where this thing gets you. Hey, your talk, back it up. Why is
I,
he drawing up a play in the first quarter?
Nev,
In the first
Nev,
quarter?
Nev. They win 50 games almost every year. Like
Because they're a
I'm not.
talented team, man.
No,
They are a
it's not
talented
just
team.
talented.
Even
They
with
have
injuries, even through injuries, they
even
win.
through they
All right,
they they
man.
put it they put together a team that can
That
thrive without their best player on the court.
okay, if you
They
say so,
made it
man.
two of their best players for to be honest with you.
But
I mean,
that
and to keep it a buck, we say Mitch Robinson is the best offensive rebounder in the league. Steven Adams over the last decade has been the best offensive rebounder. They've been missing him for like 4 months now.
yeah,
4 months.
I
So
agree.
when we talk about these things, it, he can coach. He can coach. We may not like his like. It's almost like we can compare him to Tibbs. We know Tibbs can coach his ass off, but there's levels. There's
You're right.
there's just levels. We know Tibbs can coach.
And he's not in the high echelon in my book. That's for sure.
Who Tibbs
He's
or Jenkins?
Ti-
Taylor
No,
Jenkins.
not Tibbs. Taylor
Taylor
Jenkins.
Jenkins. Okay.
Yeah.
I think Taylor Jenkins is around bottom half of the top 10 in my mind,
Okay. Yeah.
which is not too far where Tibbs is. Tibbs is like maybe 6, 7, maybe 5ish. But
In
when
the
you're going
league
against
overall?
yeah,
Hmm.
Tibbs, I think Tibbs is around 5,
Hmm.
6, somewhere in there.
Interesting. That's even with Emi Udoka coming back.
I'm not the
Yeah,
highest on
Udoka is
man.
better than Tibbs, man. Come on.
I don't. I won't say that. I won't say that. I think you. I'd have to see Ime Udoka do it on another team because
Okay.
we've seen Tibbs go multiple places and turn it around and make them a winning organization for however long he's there. He makes them like he's a ceiling. He is a defined ceiling. He'll turn you around. He'll raise your floor like no other. But there's a defined ceiling to after that.
Is
So
Tibbs better than Mike Malone?
No.
I think he's around the same. I think they're around the same.
I
I'm,
think
I'm,
Mike
I'm, I'm,
Malone is a little higher. I would
I
consider
won't.
him
I
a
won't
little
say
higher.
Mike Malone
Is Tibbs better than Mike Brown? Mike
No,
Brown has an NBA as an
no,
NBA championship.
no.
Mike Brown is still, yeah,
They're in the same tier though, but I don't think he's
yeah,
better.
in
They're in
around
the
the same
Yeah,
area. I would say,
man, that tier you got is filling up fast, bro.
yeah.
I put Popovich, Steve Kerr, who else?
Spoelstra.
Supposed to,
Spoelstra. Like
uh,
those are the big three for
yeah.
me.
Hmm.
Then after that, it can get a little bit jumbled as far as
Big
the
Doc,
three,
second
Doc
tier.
different order for me.
Nah, no.
is Tibbs better than Doc Rivers?
Yes, Tibbs is the reason Doc Rivers has a ring.
I would say Doc Rivers is light years ahead of Tibbs.
Glenn Rivers, the
Yep,
choke artist, the guy
Doc
that gets
Rivers.
leads and doesn't know how to close 3-1 leads when teams adjust to what he's
Yep,
doing. That guy?
I saw him take
Okay.
that Orlando team with just Tracy McGrady and nothing else. They were playing Pat Garrity, JJ Redick, and Troy Murphy. And when I said those names, and Nev looked at me like, "Who's that? The Yin Yang Twins? No, that ain't the Yin Yang
Freezie talking
Twins,
about
bro."
stuff from 20 years ago. How many times have we seen Glenn Rivers with the more talented team lose the series in the last decade?
You mean Doc
And
Rivers? I think you said Glenn
his
Rivers.
that's
Doc
his
Rivers.
real name. I'm not calling him Doc.
Oh,
His real name is Glenn.
oh,
Who
okay.
did Doc Rivers lose to though?
The Clippers. How many times the Clippers blow
Yeah,
leads? They lost to
three
Right,
that
times.
trash Rockets team before Harden
right,
had all the help.
yeah.
That team was trash. Blew that lead. He blew leads with the Sixers.
But the Clippers were in the
He blew
midst
a
of
3-1 lead with the same
right.
Orlando Magic you talk about, Freezy. I
Yeah,
don't want to
I
hear
know,
that, man.
I
Man,
know,
I don't
I
want to hear.
know.
I don't want
I
to
know.
hear about
Yeah,
no
Yeah,
fucking
well,
Glenn
okay.
yeah,
Rivers.
Tyler was
So
pretty
here's
good.
my thing. Here's my thing on Doc Rivers though. Doc Rivers took over the Clippers at the end of the Spurs dynasty and at the very beginning of the Golden State Warriors dynasty. Right? These are facts. This is not like stuff we can dispute with like conjecture and things of that sort, man. Right? So he was in the middle of two dynasties, one going out, one coming in. Right? He goes to Philly and he loses to Toronto off of Kawhi Leonard's lucky shot off the Nev. You saw it,
Kawhi Leonard being playing at a top 10 all time level, basically.
right?
That's why he lost.
Right, right. So I'm not saying that Doc Rivers is Red Auerbach, right? What I'm saying is some of those losses, bro. You gotta say at least give that man the benefit of the doubt. Now with Tibbs, you saw Tibbs lose to Nate McMillan 4-1.
But that team is trash,
Right.
though.
And
Yeah,
now,
I would. Freezy, you're right. Doc Rivers is better, coach.
right. And now,
Yeah,
now you're looking at the Knicks lose to a team with Gabe Vincent and Max Strus as the backcourt. And we saying that Tibbs is better than Doc Rivers, bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. At
Yeah.
least
I
Doc
I
Rivers
don't
And
got
I
them there.
like Tibbs, by the way. I'm just saying that I think Doc Rivers is more like either 7, 6, or 5.
Yeah,
And I'm just bumping Tibbs down lower in the top 10.
okay. That's okay. That's fair. That's reasonable.
yeah.
But
Right.
I've seen so too many times with Doc with high profile teams with multiple All Stars come up short.
Loaded with talent. Loaded with talent.
Up and down, loaded with talent, come up short.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I can't just dismiss that. And
Right.
then knowing the history where Tom Thibodeau was the architect of that Boston Celtics defense, it kind of makes me be a little bit hesitant and just tossing Doc Rivers all the
Okay.
flowers.
But my thing is I saw Tom Thibodeau before that Celtics team. I mean, because quite honestly,
It was on the Knicks.
if we
bench.
giving people credit, if we giving Tibbs credit, how about we give Danny Ainge credit for putting that team together?
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Right?
oh
Because
yeah.
I also saw Tom Thibodeau being assistant coach for the Philadelphia 76ers. That was absolutely trash. Was
I'm gonna drop
garbage.
the link, Freezy. For Ed. AD wants to jump in.
Okay. Oh, you did it already? Okay, you got it. Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Yeah. So it's because I get that's a argument for Tibbs often is he was an assistant coach. That one year he won a championship, but Tibbs was an assistant coach like 12 years. What about the years he didn't win a championship?
Mm, right. That's
That,
fair.
that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying if we look at it, we got to look at it in some type of context. Context,
Think
and
that
I'm not
think
bashing Tibbs either.
the closest Tibbs ever got to like a real title contender was that 60-win Bulls team, and then Derrick Rose knee gave out in the playoffs, which is kind of Tibbs' fault.
Right.
Kind of was Tibbs' fault.
Take the kinda out of it there. Just say it was Steve's fault. Come on.
But I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, when did it happen? Like 2 minutes they were up 15 or 13, something like that. I mean, when it's 13, I feel like most head coaches don't take guys out.
But
just
when
yet.
and when it happened, you didn't even think Derrick Rose was that hurt, did you?
I'm
On
gonna be
that
real.
play, on that play, you
When
didn't.
he fell and then he started holding his knee,
Right.
and then he was like
Try to
hobbling.
get up, try to get up and try to hop on it.
When he
You were like,
hobbled,
okay.
I was like, that's when I knew. But initially, no. But when he
Okay.
tried to like walk and then he stopped and then fell right back down,
Right.
I was like, okay, yeah, it's over for him.
But then again, though, you saw
Because I thought that
superstar
was
play-
I
oh,
thought
my
that was
bad,
the year
yeah.
they actually had a chance against the Heat in my mind. That year, the year before, no, but that particular year, I thought they had a chance against the Heat. Then they just lost that series to the Sixers.
The reason I said that because this is one of the newsletters I was actually thinking of writing about this coach recognizing when the game is either lost or won. He has a hard time recognizing that, and he keeps players in extensive minutes where they are playing against like young players that actually playing for something and they're playing very hard. So that was my thing, and I don't think he has a hard time recognizing when the game is it's garbage time. It's meaningless. There's no way the other team can come back, or there's no way you can lose this game. So that
He's been
was one
better
of
at that this year, at least.
yeah, he has gotten better finally. But,
No, no.
Freezie,
Good one,
what do
Freezie.
you
Yeah,
wanna do? Hold on, I'm
Freezie.
on.
Oh my God, what was
You
that?
drop everything.
Man was singing.
What is AD doing, bro? AD out here, AD.
What was that?
Yeah,
I think he
don't
was
know.
in his Motown bag.
AD, you ready? All right.
Stop playing it, don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. I know I was on, Freezie, my bad.
You said, boss, how you doing, man? We didn't know what was going on.
My bad. My bad. I was in my bag for a second. I was clearing the pipes. Before I get on, I gotta clear the pipes. Pause. You know what I mean? I gotta make sure the throat is ready. You know what I'm saying?
Pause.
So pause. Boom. Bam. You see what I'm
Yeah, man.
saying?
So for one, how does Ryan Garcia get hit with a body shot, right? And two, how do dudes that we swear up and down is going to be the future of New York Knicks basketball not be able to make a shot?
Well, I'll take the last one first because but before I say that, salute to Nick Nation, salute to the chat, salute to the panel. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know I love y'all like cook food. But if you remember like a week or so ago, the theme of the topic was Mitch Robinson the new Marcus Camby? And you gave me all type of pushback. You gave me that pushback like when your woman wanted shoes that cost $1,000 and you really only prepared to spend $85.
Right.
Which is
why you need red bottom? Can you take these orange bottom?
Why you need red bottom when these glowworms can work?
You better take these LA Techs. And what's
take these LA Gears real quick.
Yeah, you better take these LA Gears. Yeah, man.
But like I've said so many times, you play during the regular season like you go to school, and in the playoffs you graduate. But it's not a one walk to the to the principal or whoever's handing you your diploma, it's multiple walks. It takes time. It really takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of trials and tribulations and so forth. So, I'm not gonna kill them.
Dre, you might pick up everything, bro.
Is that
For
me?
real. That
My
might
bad.
that
turn it
might
down.
sound like Jaws in the water.
Yeah, man. Yeah, let me bring in. I'm gonna bring in Wiz right quick.
Bring in Wiz. Bring in
All
Wiz.
right.
Do you remember how you held me then? Now you got me reaching out. And do you see you got me falling in more times than I can get out? Down in the deep of my mind, I cry for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, how long do I got to keep you, to keep you? Down in the deep of my mind, I cry for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, trying so hard not to keep you, to keep you.
Yo, Wiz,
Wiz,
before you say a word, Wiz, I'm gonna need his man for Freezie to change that characterization. That dude looked like Chuck Norris before Bruce Lee hit him with the. Like, seriously, look, Freezie,
Wiz.
I'm gonna
That's Wiz.
demand you change that characterization. Damn it.
Hey, man. That's AD. That's a no disrespect, but that's a Jamaican yard man thing. I don't think you'll know anything about that.
That's a young Wiz.
Yeah. That's a I don't think you might not know nothing about that, bro. So
Wiz.
All right, do that. All right.
Tell him about Bruce Lee, Wiz. Stop playing. Drunken Master. Stop playing. Fist of Fury. Chinese Connection.
Enter the Dragon.
Yeah, I watched both of those like 3 months ago.
And still classics. Still.
Marcus Camby and cooked food. That's all I heard. Camby and cooked food. Man, love you like cooked food. That was funny as heck. Yo, go ahead. Keep your flow going, man. Because I got a little something. So go ahead, man. Keep your flow going, man.
Well, what we was talking about. Well, I came in, so I'm not fully in on the when I came in. On the conversation.
Your flow, exactly. Your flow was.
I wasn't fully in, so I don't want to disturb the
Nah,
brothers.
You're good, man. Go ahead. Cook.
You're good. Exactly.
That's
Keep cooking.
But I remember telling Freezie when he got all in his feelings. What are you talking about, Marcus Camby? Because he got this thing about Marcus Camby. He's got this thing about players that didn't play 500 games in a Knicks uniform, as if two games that you can't make a significant impact in 2 games, right? No. But you need to play 500 games in Freezie's point. But I'm not killing you. I'm not talking to you right now, Freezie. So before you get all ready to get all in your bim and bam, that when I was talking about Mitch. And to bring into today's conversation, it's not that I pick on Mitch, but it's the same thing like with AD in LA, where you're expected to do what you do. You understand? And what you supposedly do is offensive rebounds, close out on defense, block shots, and you're the backline defense. And you're that guy that when you sent my man down in Cleveland and you walked over him, or you didn't walk over him, but you walked next to him and you gave him that, it's done. It has to carry over, and when it doesn't carry over, we're kind of picking up the pieces as to what happened with the game. It's always the center.
Pieces. Pick up the pieces.
You understand what I'm saying? Exactly. When the center of the game is not playing like the center, like the big man of the game, when your center looks at the other guy when he knocks him down and then offers a hand to pick him up, you literally gotta look at that dude like, You the biggest dude on this court. Are we serious right now?
Are we serious?
Since when does Goliath pick up David? The story is David hits him with a slingshot.
I think you throwing out a lot of Jermaine Jackson songs. You remember Are You Serious?
Are you serious? Absolutely.
If you serious, remember Jermaine Jackson?
Yes, absolutely.
He had a famous brother, bro.
And Jermaine was famous because Jermaine was right next to the brother. Jermaine gave the younger brother the steps. Because remember, Jermaine's on the right.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. The younger brother took the spot from Marlon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Marlon wasn't ready though.
Marlon wasn't ready.
Marlon wasn't ready.
Marlon was talented, but he wasn't ready.
But then the Jacksons. But my point with Mitch, like I said, like with AD, it's like, yo, when you the center, you have to, your effort, you gotta throw your weight around. When the one thing going into this thing with Miami, I remember saying it, I remember where, I don't know if it was on camera, off camera, whatever, but I remember I was like, look, their double team of him and iHeart, they have to body their center with the effort. All of a sudden, a 37-year-old power forward from Cleveland via Miami is out here outshining their front court. He may not even be 37. He may be 39 and a half because half of his both sides is great.
Right.
And he's killing our front court. I saw that man took Hart in the lane on the slow cart move. You remember back in the day when the old man give you that move, he take you back down there, you talking shit like you can't take me. And he's slowly easing you in.
Right. You know why? Because for dinner, he eat collard greens.
Because for dinner, he eat collard greens.
And you know what you eating for dinner? Air sandwiches. Yeah.
Because they ham sandwiches.
Right.
Because they ham sandwiches. When I saw that move, I'm like, Tibbs. I think I saw Tibbs turn his back and walked away. Because when you're supposed to send the double team, you don't send the double team. You're sending the double team out on the perimeter. Where you got a 6'10" dude that's bodying your 6'4" do-it-all guy. And let's remember, if I could pay him $60 million and take back Mitch Robinson's contract, I would absolutely give Josh Hart that money. Because he's in the paint. He's in the paint where you're supposed to be, where it's rough and rugged.
I don't know the reason why he do that, bro. See, what it is Josh Hart is a hyena. He's not a lion.
What? Then what the hell is Mitch Robinson? Then what is Mitch Robinson?
Right.
If Josh Hart is a hyena, what the hell is Mitch Robinson? Because Josh Hart told him online, my rebounds are more important than yours. That's facts.
Right. That's not facts.
But they happen because they're sending 8 guys at Mitchell Robinson.
Right. That's the point. That's the point I'm getting.
If they send 8 to Mitch, they send 15 to Ewing.
Yeah. That's the point. The point that I'm getting at is Josh Hart can go in and get leftovers because Mitch is getting bodied up by 2 or 3 dudes at a time every time a shot go up.
and to be honest, AD, the game, like these games, Mitchell Robinson last 2 games he got 3 fouls in the first half. They're like mitigating his physical play by calling ticky-tack calls on it.
It doesn't matter, Dre. You have to. Like I started when I came on saying you have to, the regular season is one thing. You have to graduate to that play. You got to graduate to where the team needs you. What's Thibodeau supposed to do besides when you get 3 fouls? Is he in the first quarter and a half? He has to put in Hardenstein. And he's going to put in the dude for the most part. It don't even matter with Hardenstein if he gets 4 in 10 minutes. He's throwing it all out there. It doesn't even matter. During the scrum up. And thank God there was There was a Miami Knicks swarm up. For those of you who don't remember the Charlie Ward take out of
There you
Brown
go.
on the free
When he
throw
got
line
flipped.
when the game was over.
Got flipped.
Yeah.
Okay? When PJ Brown flipped him up like the cartwheel, turned him inside out, over and down. I never saw one man literally pick up another grown human being and flip him like that. But you know what was coming there. The whole bench had to get into it. It didn't even matter. It didn't even matter that, you know what happened, because you're supposed to protect your brother. You saw Grimes kind of jog in at the end. Hey guys.
We mentioned that. We was talking about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Grimes. He didn't.
Can you imagine John Starks? Can you
He
imagine
didn't
John
jog in
Starks
at the
jogging
end.
in at the end?
He was back behind the 3-point line, and Jimmy Butler jogged out there towards him. Yeah, he didn't jog in, bro. He stayed behind that 3-point line.
The thing I don't get was why. I mean, Julius Randle was smiling. Like, I don't get it. Why was he smiling? Like,
Because he didn't want to let them get in his head. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I thought when I saw it. Now maybe I'm wrong.
You would have thought Randall would lose his cool right there when he got shoved down.
It was the time for
He
it.
kept his composure.
he should have.
When you're supposed to lose your cool, you don't.
You down
lose your
20
cool.
or whatever.
You down 20. Trey, you down 20.
You supposed to start swinging after that.
Yeah.
You're down 20.
I mean, they're professionals though, but if that happened like in a park somewhere and someone shove you and you down 20, somebody gets swung on.
Somebody getting swung on, but it's not even about that. And we're being glib just to be glib because we're hurt, right? At that moment in time, Charles Oakley, in those moments, that's why I tell people when you don't look at Oakley today and his hurt feelings. Look at Oakley back then. That you'd have to earn all of that. See what I'm saying? You'd have to earn all of that. And he wouldn't have been sitting there like Julius Randle smiling. The next few plays would have been.
Next few plays, Charles Oakley would have been setting screens with his elbows all the way. He would have been catching rebounds, flinging his elbows, man.
Because
somebody's getting hurt.
What it was, you have to. It was the effort. They didn't come out. They let Jimmy Butler on a gimpy leg come out and act like it was all good, and not really like test him when he come into the lane. These little short cheap shots. That's what's part of the game today. That even when you try and make rivalries, you really can't make rivalries with it because the rules are against you.
Man, if you watch Kyle Lowry, though, he gets away with all them cheap chicken wings and kicks and
because it looks
punches.
You don't really notice it until you slow it down.
You don't
really notice it at the time because Kyle Lowry's not moving in today's player fashion. Kyle Lowry's moving in 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago fashion.
Maybe even a little bit longer than that because he came in the league in like 2009.
How do you get around a man that's wide?
Okay.
Wide for his position. Wide.
Okay.
Yo, gentlemen, I got a question. How do you feel about what just happened? You know, some team came to your house, got a split. You go back to their house, and they beat you so badly that you were sitting all your stars in the third quarter, and all their bums. Well, 11 through 15 are playing the last 15 minutes of the game, and so you're down 2-1 in their house, about to go for another game. How do you feel about that?
Can you elaborate on? Can you? That was a lot of stuff. Can you make that more contrite so we can?
Because you saw it. I don't like it. We lost.
You didn't see it. It wasn't us. I was talking about the Golden State Warriors
Oh,
beat down by the Lakers like that and lost by 30.
Oh, I don't
but
care
that
nothing about the Warriors and the Lakers, bro. We talking about
No,
the
I'm
yeah,
Knicks.
just
I was
saying
gonna
that
say, but like,
we in a better place than they are.
well, you
Because they
can't
got
say that because they have
mollywopped.
championship DNA. They've
Yeah,
lost multiple games by 30 and came back and won the
yeah.
same series.
Right,
I,
and then plus it's not even about that team that team like having a bad night. That team is constructed in a way where they can whip out just one guy that can carry a team for maybe a quarter, maybe 2 quarters, and if he really in his bag, he can carry a team for a whole game. We talking about the greatest point guard to ever breathe breath, Steph Curry. Right? The
better
Knicks
than
don't
Magic.
have a guy like that. Yeah, he
Better
better.
than
We got
Magic.
Yeah, he
Brunson.
better
We
than
got
that.
Brunson.
Brunson ain't that guy.
Uh, uh, Wiz is not the same because that team is
I
Stop
know.
it,
different.
Freezy.
That team,
I just
yeah,
throw out a hopeful light out there. I'm just trying to throw
yeah. I
some
know
hope
you
out
try
there
to make
just
that
for those
comparison,
people
but
who are feeling
yeah,
I
hopeless.
like, to be absolutely honest, the score doesn't dictate the game to me. Like,
Yeah, no,
granted,
I'm just trying to find a little bit of hope to say,
I,
oh,
I'm not
we
bleak
did
about
better
it.
than they did. Technically,
I'm not bleak
okay.
about it. You know why? Because for the most part, every time the Knicks have had their backs against the wall this year, they've responded
Yeah,
legitimately every time.
yeah,
Every time
legitimately.
Tom
Yeah,
Thibodeau been on a mild hot seat,
that's
or we
facts.
lost the game
That's
that we
facts.
shouldn't have lost, we came back with a vengeance the next
Yeah,
game.
that's facts.
So it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm disappointed how our effort.
The effort.
yeah,
Yes.
That's the most thing I was disappointed in
Yes.
when we were
Not the
talking about,
loss, the
yeah,
effort in the
like,
loss.
because our main guys, even Brunson had mediocre effort, Randall with mediocre effort on
Yeah.
closeouts. It
Yeah.
was
You know,
it
it's
was
because Jimmy Butler has intimidated the New York Knicks.
you
Nev
know what's
guys,
free.
Nev young guys, bro, they intimidated. They got
You're
the
right.
you
I
know,
feel
You're
like
right.
I feel
yeah.
like he's
I
psyched out. I feel like,
yeah.
Dre,
He
hold it.
psyched
oh
Y'all let
them
me
out.
hold
yeah,
on, let me
go ahead,
let me
Freezy, my
finish my
fault.
point. Just let me
You're
just
right.
let me the reason why I think it is so is because when you look at them guys, they have the look in their eye of a guy that talked trash to Mike Tyson in all the press conferences, but then when they got in the center of the ring and they about to ring that bell, they realize they've been talking trash to a caged animal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what Nev. That's why when you were saying the thing about them being nervous and all of
Yeah,
that stuff,
they were.
I was. We can't. That's what I'm saying. Like when you have a lot of people on the panel, sometimes you can't really like speak to other people's point because everybody, you know what I'm saying, want to contribute. But Nev, that look that you were talking about, I don't think it's because Tibbs didn't prepare him. We all know Tom Thibodeau
He
is
was
the
looking for
ultimate
it.
preparer.
He was looking for it from them.
Yeah. Tom Thibodeau is the ultimate
Yeah.
preparer, right? The thing is Tom Thibodeau can't prepare them for being on the floor with a cat like Jimmy Butler. There is no preparation for that.
Freezy,
He can talk his head off, bro.
Freezy. I think Jimmy Butler psyched out Tibbs too. Because
No.
how? No. Listen. How we go from a specific rotation that had us at like a 56, 57 win game pace, and we change it all the way up because we're scared of the boogeyman of Jimmy Butler, and Josh Hart got to play 40 straight minutes
Okay.
every night.
Let me answer that. Right. Let me answer that a little bit. The moment Tibbs had a chance to overuse Josh Hart, he was going to take full advantage of that.
Oh, for sure.
Because in actuality, if you stuck him with Trucer, he would tell you he wants to play Josh Hart
Over, yep. And
over whoever
over
7 and under.
That's the problem.
Just let me add this to it real quick to AD. Hey, Dre, the reason why I agree with AD on this one is because we also saw him do that when he first got Alec Burks.
Yes.
Oh, ran that man into the ground.
It's the effort.
Yep. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when Tibbs first got Alec Burks?
Yes.
Bro, you couldn't. Alec Burks had to go and be like, yo, Tibb, come on, bro.
Please.
50 minutes a game?
Please.
Yeah.
You're playing like it's overtime every night.
And right, and that's why a lot of Knicks fans in the chat, when I mentioned we should bring Alec Burks back, That's why a lot of Knicks fans in the chat were like, no, not because they don't like Alec Burks' game. They know if Tibbs gets his hands on a Swiss Army knife type dude like Alec Burks,
That's it.
he gonna run him to death.
He gonna run him death.
So Drake, I agree with you in so, with like what you saying about him playing Josh Hart.
Yeah.
But Tibbs was gonna when Tibbs get a veteran like that can kind of do it all, but not
that
do
he
it
can
all
trust,
great.
that he can have some kind of trust in that can hit. Although Josh Hart missed 2 free throws today,
but Freezie,
and
yeah, like
he shocked me. When he missed the first one, I was like, all right. When he missed the second one, I was like, oh, what is going on here?
Like AD and Freezie, but that's the thing that separates him from like the upper like echelon coaches, because they can't just you can't just crash all the way out with a specific player and ignore his faults.
Yes,
for everything.
Look,
you can't do that all the time.
You can overuse a dude.
Right.
You can overuse a dude. And when I saw what I've seen with, and I'm not gonna kill Tibbs. I'm just this little piece of something here.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
The way he uses Quickly in the regular season, we kind of let it go because Quickly's offensive game in totality with his defensive game had just all of a sudden
it was blossoming.
hit us with beyond blossoming.
Right.
When he dropped that 38 piece on Boston, right? It was like the coming out part, 38, 9, and 7, and 4, and some cross the books. He hit Boston in the head seriously, right?
Right.
The problem has been, is he a point guard when you need him to be the point guard?
Okay.
Right? And a lot of those shots I saw from him early, I'm like, dude, you're literally taking the team out of any kind of offensive rhythm it can get if you grab the ball and you run right up and shoot before Randall is even touched the 3-point line.
Right.
Where are we doing that at? When the momentum is in your favor. It's not like you got a 3-on-1. Everybody's kind of like sliding across the half court line. You know, it takes a big longer than a small guy because he's a big.
Okay.
Where do we do that at? And you allow him to do this on like 1, 2, 3. I saw it at least on 2 consecutive possessions while the Knicks were like trying to do something.
Right.
The point guard right then and there has to run the play. You need to get a shot or a foul. You see, but if Brunson's not kind of there, you can't have him quickly can't tell Randall, dude, get the mismatch.
Okay.
This is the thing. Like, I think part of the fact that he's even doing that is because he's not playing with Hart anymore. There's a bit of a calm that Hart brings to the second unit, and when he's playing with all his minutes with the starters, he comes out with the starters too.
Right.
And they try to match up with Jimmy Butler's minutes.
Right, because he doesn't provide offense with that second unit.
And he doesn't need to. That's the thing. Like him applying pace and him applying the rebounding that Obi doesn't give us, he becomes like a point forward. He does point forward-esque things in the second unit.
Right.
And that's something that we're missing completely out of the second unit because we're going all out with matching all his minutes with Jimmy Butler.
Yes.
And that's the problem. That's the problem.
At least with him, if he's going to be selfish, he's going to be selfish at the rim. He's going 1 on 3, sometimes 1 on 4. He's pushing the pace for everybody else unless you Obi out there with him.
And so many times you see Isaiah Hartenstein get a cleanup layup off of Josh Hart's misses. And that's This is the main reason why I was upset with the like switching away from the rotation when we're the more talented team. We're going against our strengths to oversell out to stop Jimmy Butler, and
To stop,
we're not
for what?
we're
What
not
is he
playing
gonna get?
our game.
Is he getting 40 a night? Is he about to be Bernard? Is he getting 40 a night? So what if he gets to 30? He's supposed to get 30. He's a superstar.
That's my point, Freezie. That's exactly my point. Like we sold out against like our depth was part of our identity, and we gave that up.
You're double teaming just because his name is Jimmy Butler. You're double teaming for what?
And bro, and when we talk about this thing, like you get diminished returns when you have Josh Hart on the court with Julius Randle. Julius Randle is 10 times the rebounder Obi is. So you'd rather put a better rebounder next to Obi, a guy that will push the pace next to Obi, a guy that will push the pace next to IQ. But when you're matching all his minutes with Jimmy Butler, he's not out there to mitigate some of these guys' flaws on the second unit. And our second unit was supposed to be the thing that sent us over the top against the Heat. But we're not seeing that because we're not seeing the same second unit. Because we're forcing this Josh Hart in the starting lineup thing. And by all means, you could put Josh Hart, you could play Josh Hart a ton of minutes, right? But you bring him in at the 6-minute mark of the first quarter, the 6-minute mark of the third quarter. You don't just start him there.
At least you don't need to ride him out like that anymore. Because now you're giving him. Because if you notice in these couple of games early, he's not looking for his offense early. He's looking for his offense when nothing else is going well. When he was coming off the bench, whatever was like automatic.
And this is why like we fell for like maybe the Jimmy Butler maybe sacking out Tom Thibodeau because he believes only Josh Hart can check him. And I'm keeping it a buck. Maybe Grimes isn't completely ready for it, but I've seen Grimes put up hell of a defensive effort against Jimmy Butler.
I don't care.
But listen to it. But you got to hit a whole point though.
I've seen him do it. The thing with a superstar, you need to throw a bunch of bodies at him with fresh legs over and over to wear him down.
Over again. Right.
You keep throwing the same guy on him, Jimmy Butler's going to score the same amount of points no matter who's on him.
Right, AD. That's why I said you got to hit the whole thing.
I'm not saying I don't care what Dre is saying. Never that.
No. What I was AD. What I'm saying is it sounds like both of y'all are going down a similar road.
We're right there.
Right.
We're right there. It doesn't matter. Jimmy Butler's not getting. If he gets 50, God love him.
If he gets 50,
40s, God love him.
If he's getting 50, that means the other guys aren't killing us from three. And I can live with him killing us with a bunch of 2-pointers.
I live with him doing that.
2-pointers, 2 is less than 3, man.
They had a couple of plays where I saw like early in the second half where they were making their run. And RJ, I think RJ had like either 5 to 7 quick points.
Yeah, 6 quick points.
Right, and they cut it down to like 9 or 10. Right.
Okay.
And they immediately, when Jimmy Butler got the ball on the right side, and Brunson leaves. What's my dude? But the dude who got into the swarm with them that actually got the technical. They leave him open or the other cat that had like 17 to 20. Well, I couldn't take it anymore.
Truce, yeah.
Right, Truce. He literally goes to Jimmy Butler in the position where Butler didn't even begin an offensive move yet. He's like 15 to 17 feet away from the basket. You're calling an immediate double team, which leaves this dude closest to his offensive pair, and Jimmy Butler makes the pass immediately, and nobody can quickly enough get to that man. That man is 6'7", 6'8", with a clear line at the 3. No backboard, no rim, no. All you heard was.
And the thing, we gave up so many offensive rebounds. You know why? Because we keep swarming after these unnecessary double teams.
Which makes no sense.
Okay. All right, hold on. Dre.
I mean, yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
My headset fell out.
Oh, okay. Hey, so let me. I need to. Excuse me. Let me do the super chats real quick. Justo11 says, we might need Brooks to be the flagrant 2 guy. I don't
Brooks.
know.
I like Brooks.
And you think, and Justin, Justo11, thank you for the generous contribution again. He says, you think Colin Sexton mentally could fit here?
Mentally, but not his game. But
Yeah,
like, his mentality is definitely one of like a guy that would thrive in New York.
He can get a bucket.
Yeah, and I also think he is more efficient offensively than what people think.
Yes.
Oh no, yeah, he shoots 50% from the field.
He can get a bucket.
Right.
When a guard is shooting that high in field goal percentage, whatever else it means he can bust your ass.
Right. No doubt. And Justo11, one more time. Thank you for the generous contribution. He says Tibbs played Burks like he was Bron in 2012.
Hey, look, man, I'm not gonna lie to you, Freezie. If Paul George is getting traded, might have to send that package.
No.
All of them.
No.
Get them out of here.
No.
Bye.
I might have to do that.
Yep.
Might have to do
Yep.
that.
No.
The only reason I say this.
When have you ever been able? You haven't been able to ride Paul George since Indiana had him in that Cleveland series, and that's like going on 10 years now.
It's the injury part that's
and Paul George is so good that when you trade him somewhere, the roster around Paul George is usually barren, right? I mean, think about this. AD, when Paul George took off, what happened to Danny Granger, Roy Hibbert, and David West?
Well, Granger had the
he was a bucket.
No matter what happened to them, they all faded away. No matter how they faded.
Well, they should have faded away because Paul George was the better talent.
Right, and so did David West, and so did Roy Hibbert.
Yeah, they should have faded away because
I'm saying,
so did George Hill.
Paul George in his prime. Paul George in his prime years has not been on a loaded roster because you have to give away so much to get him.
But he's never been okay. That's facts, Freezie. I don't disagree with you there. But if you look close in those games, in that fourth quarter that I have killed Kawhi on that, and Kawhi is a multiple-time champion. When he was flaring his arms, when Doc Rivers could not do nothing to stem the tide.
Glenn? Yeah, Glenn. That guy.
Right? When Doc could not do nothing, and we know what Doc's record is in game sevens. We know Doc is like 1-7 or some shit like that, 2-7. And Paul George was also a part of that. They traded how many picks did they trade to get Paul George from OKC? Like 5-6 picks?
And Shai Gilgeous. And Shai counts as 4 in himself.
Has that worked out? At least you can see why they would go mad for Kawhi. Anybody at that time should go mad for Kawhi. He was coming off a world championship in playing limited minutes and doing it his way, your Jersey comrade, my way, right?
I'm gonna say this one thing, 80. Like, it's a lot of unfortunate things that happen with the Clippers because talent-wise, on paper, they're supposed to be content. They were content. Matter of fact, last year Paul George was damn near dragging the team by himself because Kawhi was out, if you recall.
The Clippers are like what Jersey was. No, they're cursed. They're like what the Nets were in the swamp for a lot of years outside of Jason Kidd. They just couldn't get it right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They can't get right in reverse. No matter who they had there. You see what I'm saying? The Clippers are just I've seen Danny Manning. I've seen one of the greatest point guards in my era, Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson got them there to a playoffs. I've seen so many talented players go there. Ron Harper, so many. Barron, when Barron got there, when B. Diddy got there, B. Diddy took the contract and got over there, and all of a sudden, B. Diddy put on like 35 pounds pre-James Harden.
Right.
But this is why I'm gonna make the case for Paul George. This is the only way I'm gonna make the case. We need a wing, and we need someone that can play point forward at times to take the ball out of Julius' hands, take the ball out of Brunson's hands, and he fits that bill entirely in one player. Ultimately, you need a point forward ish type player. You need a two-way player. You need a wing.
I see what you're saying.
And when you like the most efficient version of Brunson, he can score, but he for damn sure is a great catch and shoot guy, and he already knows how to play off of a ball dominant guy.
So
now we're not asking Paul
So
George.
you're sacrificing RJ, basically, is what you're saying.
I would.
Okay. All right. We're just clear on that. Okay.
I would not to dismiss what RJ's done.
You're sacrificing RJ.
Hey, look, man. Nobody's untouchable to me. Ain't nobody untouchable to me.
You're sacrificing the golden child. Let's just be clear with that.
To be honest with you, I don't think RJ is the one that has fallen out of favor as much. I think there's another young player on the Knicks right now that has probably fallen out of favor.
IQ.
No.
Quentin Grimes.
Yep.
It's one of these things where it's like
the thing is what the thing is, Dre. Here's my thing, right? That's to be consistent with it. You gotta get your bumps, and you get your bumps in the playoffs.
True.
You understand what I'm saying? You get your bumps. Freezie, you done seen a lot of teams that the year when you thought they was gonna win it, they didn't win it because of this, that, and the next thing.
The 1968 New York Knicks is the example. The 68-69 Knicks is the best example.
The 71-72 Knicks is like the second best example.
Yep.
The year they get Pearl, when they get to the finals against the LA, Gail Goodrich washed him.
Yep.
Pearl will tell you that.
Yep.
Gail Goodrich gave him the business, and this is Pearl Washington.
Pearl Monroe.
I'm sorry. Excuse me, Pearl Monroe. Excuse me. This is the original Pearl, right? Goodrich washed him. He'll tell you that. Then the following year, he gets revenge. So sometimes that's just gonna happen because you can't simulate the playoffs.
Nope. You just can't.
But you also learn who can and can't play at this level at the same time.
Yep. Who you can trust and who you can't.
And who you can't.
Yep.
And you just gotta go through it.
But at this young stage, who do you think cannot play at this level though? If you were to grade our team, who would you consider can play at this level?
Well, if we're calling a spade, man, Julius Randle is the worst high volume scorer in NBA history for the playoffs.
Okay.
Well, but I'm gonna roll with your point though, Dre, in the fact that if you get him a buffer,
guy
like
keep
you
the ball
said,
out of his hands.
You get him a buffer, someone else there, then maybe it could work. In totality, should it not work now? And I'm not saying it's not gonna work now because I gotta be consistent. I'm not seeing Miami as, they're taking us out. I really don't.
They're giving us a lesson.
They're just you just have to play. I remember that Detroit team against Boston that year.
But when we got Brunson was supposed to be the buffer, wasn't he?
No,
I mean he's been a buffer for a lot of the season.
But it's just you need
more.
Sometimes you need more. You need shot. What we were missing today was legit shot makers.
Yeah.
And that's
guy that'll
why,
make you pay.
yeah, God, I mean, that's why when I hear dudes talk about, a guy ISO ball and blah 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 blah, the game sometimes breaks down to I will bust your ass. And do you have a dude that can make that fall back, baby? That I'm 6'7", I'm 6'7", 6'5",
Right.
6'6", or whatever, and I'm absolutely. You cannot do nothing with me in some moments.
And this is where maybe RJ takes that next step in development over the next few years. Maybe no. I'm throwing that out there. I'm not saying it will. Throwing that out there. But that's where you would want him to be.
That's what you want him to be.
Right.
When Jimmy,
And
when
to
Jimmy
be
Butler
fair,
blocked his shot today, when Jimmy Butler blocked his shot
Oh,
today,
he bodied him up too.
Lord, he bodied up a left-hander. It wasn't like he blocked a right-hander, which is closer to his circumference. He bodied a left-hander.
Wow.
So he had to go across his body with his strong arm to his strong arm.
I wanted to say, like, and this is where I also give credit to Spo. Spoelstra knows we're a three-headed monster, but if you get one guy off at the beginning, he won't come around. And he immediately made sure he put Jimmy Butler on him on RJ because basically he knows if RJ is going, it's going to be hard to win. You can sustain when Brunson is going because he's going to get his 20 regardless. No matter how you check him, as he's shown through the playoffs, he's going to get minimum 20. No matter what the end result, the 20 is going to be up there. But when RJ is on or off, when he's been off these last 5 games, we've been in all the games or won the games. When he's off, like the game 1 and 2 against the Cavs, or his last game, he's the X factor, basically. So when RJ is getting going and it's an avalanche, it's hard to beat us.
I think
to be
Randall's the X factor, Dre.
I would say that, AD, but
yeah, I think it's Randall. What I saw out of Randall the last game, which is what you want from Randall. You need Randall to play in the paint. For crying out loud, he has to throw his body around
the unfortunate part, AD, is he's too good. He's too good to be an X factor. He's supposed to be static.
I just want to get just a little bit, bro.
Yeah, my fault.
I just want to get a little bit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I know y'all rocking. I know y'all going at each other. But AD, just real quick, just a minor detail, right? The Miami Heat are packing the paint. And daring the Knicks to shoot. And guess what the Knicks are doing?
Shooting.
Not making shots. Not making shots. So both strategies are winning for the Heat. They're not allowing points in the paint, and they're not the Knicks are not making them pay on the perimeter. So even if Randall do go down there, they packing the paint. If he kick it out to Grimes has been missing all playoffs. What makes you think Grimes is going to make a shot now?
Okay, let me ask. What is that rhetorical?
I was gonna say, like, not
Sounds rhetorical.
to change the top. Like, Randall is too good to be considered an X factor. He's an All NBA player. He's supposed to just be a factor, period, not an X factor.
Right.
My expectation is higher of him than just being an X factor.
Okay,
An X factor is a guy like J.R. Smith, man. Like, he's a guy that can swing a series if he's playing well.
But
Julius Randle is supposed to be that guy all the time.
Yeah, well, here's the thing with that, Dre. And we've talked about this. Well, at least I know I have. And I said, well, I don't judge Randall until he gets back into the playoffs.
Well, we in the playoffs now.
And we in the playoffs. You see what I'm saying? So all of what he's done before, that's fine. You got us to the playoffs, so you have to have respect for that because you have to get to the playoffs to be in the playoffs. But you then have to. Then it's a whole nother level of performing. And the one thing I would say to Randall, if I was anywhere near him and shooting coach, I'm like, dude, why are you not shooting with the strong side? Why are you afraid to shoot with your left hand on your left side? What are we doing? Why are you backing away from that to fade or to do hook, whatever, hook, throw up, whatever on your left hand with your left hand, your left-handed dominant? What are we doing here?
The thing that confuses me, and maybe it's the level of physicality the refs are letting it get go, but what happened to the rip throughs that Randall would do to get fouls? And what happened to that? Like he used to, like at the beginning of the year, he would be at the free throw line 7, 8, 9 times, and now he's like playing passive, like he's like averse against physicality unless it's right at the rim.
He might be still in pain, man.
I mean for sure, but if he say he good, in my mind.
Everybody's in pain. It's the playoffs.
He said it don't even matter.
He said his body only, your body only does what your mind tells it to do. That's what he said.
Remember when Greek Freak had to suck it up when he got there, and his knee was way more injured.
He bent backwards.
Remember, right? And he had to suck it up because you're the guy, Freezie. You're the guy. You're just the guy. And in then times, you know what I mean? Football terms, I saw Lawrence Taylor with one shoulder have like his greatest game.
I saw Emmitt Smith run all over the Giants.
Run all over the Giants in a harness.
But that's just because the Jets are soft, though.
No, it was against the Giants. It was against
okay, my bad.
Why you sending shots to
Watch your mouth.
So Justo 11, thank you for the generous contribution. Justo says, what's the PG package? Plus, we'll get star calls with Paul George. Yeah, man. Thank you for the contribution, man. But listen, man, the thing about Paul George is twofold, or let me say it's exponential. For one, the package for Paul George today is not the same as the package that the Clippers paid Oklahoma City.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
No,
you know what I'm saying? No. So we're not paying that much to them. Plus, they're over the tax apron, right? So any bit, listen, man, if you give them talent, I'm sure they would consider. Let me just real quick. Teams that go deep into the playoffs have a balanced and counterbalance approach to how they navigate the regular season. That way, all three of their top players get to the playoffs healthy, right? Because the thing is, you don't want to make it seem like Game 7 every night with your three best players. Ultimately, the prize is winning big in the playoffs. So winning 80 games in the regular season and losing in the first round don't even matter, right? And the other thing, and the most important thing is when you add that element of Jalen Brunson can now play off the ball while Paul George creates offense for himself and others. Now you have less eyes on Brunson, less eyes on Randall, less eyes on Mitch, less eyes on Paul George. And now it's a balanced, counterbalance system where everybody can thrive in like a run TMC type of distribution where you have three guys averaging 23 points, in my mind.
But I do want to say again, though, Freezie, though, it's not like it's not like we're saying I don't want to paint a picture of a dire. You know what I mean? We're just speaking in team building terms.
In general,
In general team building terms, you know what I'm saying? Like how we would, kind of fit things in because, as good a player as he is, when you're a small guy, you're how you last in this league, you got to work a lot harder.
Yeah.
And you're never going to last as long as someone who's bigger than you. That's just facts, especially your prime years. So you have to take advantage of Brunson's prime years. That's what Dallas kind of, totally lost out on. is that he could play off Luka seamlessly, and he could take it when he needed to take it, because you had somebody that was doing, most of the heavy work, how they were structured. So if you gotta, that's like having Hank Aaron and Ricky Henderson on the same damn team.
Okay.
Ricky Henderson can hit leadoff home runs all day long, score runs, steal bases, and all Hank is gonna do. Hank never hit 50 home runs. All Hank is gonna do is hit 45, bat 365, and drive in 180 with Ricky Henderson in front of him.
Right. Okay.
I feel like it's a weird position that we're in, because we kind of the things that Spoelstra is actually showing us is what our flaws are and where we need to get better immediately, right? He's pointing out the fact that we don't really have a secondary playmaker on the court.
And Cleveland showed us too. They just couldn't seal the deal on us.
They couldn't score on us.
Right. Right.
It showed the fact that we didn't have a secondary playmaker that's that can play on the court with Brunson at the same time, like a guy that can create offense consistently without the need of a pick or anything, right? And it shows that our shooters aren't really shooters just yet. So it's one of those things where either way, if we don't make the move, if we do make the move, the younger guys on the team will know what exactly to work on over the summer. If we do make the move, we know exactly what type of guy we should be targeting and what we should be bringing in. Like no more 6'3", 6'4" combo guards. That's done. Like no more of that. Like no more 6'4" guys that play really hard and play bigger than 6'4", but they really 6'4". Josh Hart and Grimes. Like
right.
You need the wing. You need the Jimmy Butlers of the world. Jimmy Butler's a legit 6'7" and plays bigger than that.
Right.
You need the guys that can do 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the court. Like you need, in terms of options, they can do everything.
Okay.
And when you're hamstrung like that, and you're relying on a 6-foot guard, really 5'11", to be the engine of your offense when Julius Randle is not going, it puts you like in a position where you're kind of stuck. You're kind of stuck, like trying to put a square peg in a round hole over and over, waiting for one of these guys to wake up. And the reason we won the last game is, to be absolutely honest, AD, Julius Randle hit his jumpers. If you recall, he had 25 through 3. He didn't take a shot in the fourth quarter at all. He won that game because he hit his jumpers. And that's what we're going to have to do, hit jumpers. And they're daring us. They're daring us so bad.
But he was more positively physical.
Right. Like, I'm going to put it this way. Like, he was getting to his spots and he was exerting his force to get to his spots.
And that's what Miami's doing is, Miami's kind of like, if you remember how RJ got caught in that foul down low with him and Adebayo, when Adebayo clearly, when they showed the replay, Adebayo hit him at like a right forearm up under his like heart rib cage, and when he's like trying to untangle himself, he gets called for the foul. And to his credit, he kept his cool. But
he got a tech. I think he got a tech shortly after, though.
He got a tech, because he took the ball and hit the stanchion with it. And
that was a bullshit tech.
Right, and somebody, because he was nowhere near, but it's an automatic tech according to them. The NBA and their ridiculous rules. Dude, when are y'all gonna finally take out that stupid charge line? When guys are just, if there's nothing in basketball that drives me bananas, is when a guy, right, can just run under somebody and claim positioning.
And undercut.
And And
they got a few guys on that team that do that.
Literally put
Lowry and
literally put somebody in physical, jeopardy, right? As if somebody getting hurt is good for the overall product. See what I'm saying? That part of the game right there drives me mad. I'm like, yo.
If you're gonna put that dotted line out there, put it out further so guys won't take off.
So guys won't take off from since it's ridiculous.
Because if they put it out a little bit further, you won't see guys like John Morant get flipped upside down on his head trying to duck the ball because guys are trying to undercut him. It's ridiculous.
Because guys already don't want to play 80 games. Guys don't want to play 65 games, let alone 80.
AD, let me interrupt the excuses for a little bit, bro. I just want to interrupt the excuses for a little bit. Do you think there's a chance that the Knicks are overmatched going forward?
No.
Do you think the Knicks are overmatched in this series?
No.
No.
Maybe from a coaching standpoint.
But yeah, from a coaching standpoint, yeah.
No.
And that's not enough of a difference in my mind. But I don't think they're overmatched. Like they could easily come roll into Miami and win that game by 12 points. It wouldn't shock me one bit on Monday.
Okay.
So I don't think they're overmatched.
So here's the thing. What do the Knicks have to do in order to get to that projected outcome that you mentioned?
Total effort.
50-50 balls.
Sustained effort.
Stop turning the ball over.
Keep Obi on the bench.
No, not necessarily.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, but here's the thing, Freezie. When you're disorganized, right? And this speaks to like Dre's point with having Josh Hart playing a lot more back where he was. All of a sudden, Obi, because he hit a couple of shots, he kind of thinks that his role has changed a little bit, especially when you're down. And there's no like focal point or someone that says, nah, don't take that shot. Don't take that goddamn shot.
AD, easy, bro. Relax, bro. Relax, man.
Somebody.
Yeah. AD, I gotta. So YouTube already getting that. I was like, yo, what's going on? We done. Yeah, man.
You need somebody that be able to tell them, don't take that shot. Like that's not a good shot. You're doing cross between your legs. You're rocking back and forth, and you're taking a 3-point shot from like. That wasn't we saw that several times in today's game. That was not a good shot.
Like Freezie, do you remember how many times we got easy fast break points off Hart grabbing a rebound and tossing it out to Obi in the first round? It happened at least maybe six times.
Okay.
And that's the part of the game that we're missing out of our second unit. Our second unit used to be great at getting cheap points, easy points. When you remove Hart from that unit, we play slower. We're playing into the Heat's hands, a half court lineup without enough isolation scorers that can score over it. And it's like a hodgepodge. Like there are things that Josh Hart does very well, but they get accented even more when you throw them against second units. You're not getting as much juice out of the squeeze when you put him in a starting lineup and run him 40 minutes. You maximize his skill set when you put him around guys that have complementary skill sets to his. Instead of having 3 guys that want to crash the glass and then make it a cloud of dust in the paint. Sometimes you need to stretch it out and space it out. And our strength, they've dominated us in terms of bench points. And I feel like IQ should play better, for sure.
Yeah, he probably going for the series, though.
Yeah. So, yeah. He probably going for the series.
Yeah, he probably going for the series, bro.
They interviewed him after the game. He said it hurt. but whatever. I don't know. We'll
What?
see.
That's what everybody
You
say
benching
But
that
we
him?
won
like
we won a game when he played 9 minutes. So
right.
so that's not enough of an excuse. Granted, it would be better if he was playing to his level, but
Freezy,
we
who
won
you
a
benching?
game when he didn't
Who you?
play. So
Freezy, who you benching for the series?
Obi.
Hey,
Freezy, I wouldn't even be mad at it. We like a lot of the Miami Heat run. They don't play with two traditional bigs at the same time.
Right.
You
And
can run hard at the
their
four, RJ
backup
at the
for
four.
their backup four is Caleb Martin.
Right.
That's the reason. That's the reason why I'm not saying that like, oh my God, if we don't have if we don't have Tree Rollins at the backup four, oh my God. Nah, what I'm saying is clearly they found a chink in the armor and they're gonna pick at it and pick at it and pick at it until it breaks.
Oh yeah. It's funny. Also, it might be an MMA thing, but MMA like there was a technique where dudes would just do a low kick on
Yep.
your leg
All the time.
over and over
All
and
the time.
over
Yep.
until you're handicapped and you're hobbling around and you're just a
Right.
stationary target. Then they tee off on you.
Right.
Yeah, but
You know what they in boxing when you clinching what another boxer will do is pat you on the back of the shoulder with the glove. Right. And they
Mhm.
just pat you.
yeah, but
Right.
Obi's
You know what I'm
not.
saying before the
Obi's
rep.
not playing those
And and,
that
and,
kind of
and,
minutes
and
though,
what
Freezy.
what it feels like when it's happening is, oh, he just patting me. But bro, by the time like the fifth or sixth round get here, bro, that patting feel like somebody is legit taking an aluminum bat to your shoulder. And then when it feels like that, that means when you start to do stuff going forward off of that, now you think like, oh God, dog it, this dude done. You know
So
what I'm saying?
when did you realize this, Uncle Freezy? Was it when you were defending the Green Street locker room freezer locker championship for the third year in a row?
Stop being disrespectful. It's the Green Street Rotary
Green Street
Championship, and I won it 3 years in a row. I actually won it 2 years in a row at super heavyweight, and
Uh-huh.
then in my third year, I won it as a heavyweight because I wasn't 200 pounds.
Okay, I got you. Shout out to the
Put
pugilists of
respect
the
on
world.
Freeze's hands.
Absolutely, that's
So,
that. He's out here challenging Shannon Briggs out here
yeah,
a couple of months ago.
Shannon Briggs. I mean, I'm just saying, Shannon Briggs. Look,
You got this word? You got this word? You got this
yeah,
word, Freezy? You ready, baby? You ready?
Shannon
You gonna
Briggs. Shannon Briggs. I'm
will,
Nigerian.
will you do him like Ryan Garcia?
Yes.
Mm,
You mean like how Tank did Ryan Garcia?
like how Tank did Ryan Garcia.
With the liver shot, just put you out.
Yeah, hey, them liver shots ain't no joke though, bro. Hey, yo,
That's
you,
why
tell me
I
about
don't understand why you mad at him, Freezy.
I'm not mad at Shannon Briggs.
No, not Shannon. Ryan.
Ryan
No,
said I couldn't breathe. That's what he said.
yeah, yeah, and what it does, yo, while it looked funny, right, yo, if hit like at the right time on the right spot, it disturbs body function, and there's nothing you can do about it, bro.
Yeah.
Your body trying to reset itself by that time, it take like 20 minutes.
But a lot of these guys, though, Freezy, it's how it's their training methods, and they go away from a lot of the older school training methods for what analytics is telling them how they'll be able to recover faster from and King Ryan. I'm gonna still call him King Ryan because I think he's a talented young man, and I never look at someone because
Yeah.
you lose a fight as if you can't come back. I don't seen all the greats. That's when you find yourself when you look into the depths of a loss, and you gotta, ain't no one sharing that with you. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much you and whoever your trainer is, if he really is invested into you like that, that loves you and that's gonna tell you everything is gonna be all right. The sun is actually shining today. You know what I'm saying? When Joe Frazier, when in his greatest triumph against Muhammad Ali, the man went to the hospital for a month.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man went to the hospital for a month. He took like some when they that fight was the first fight where they computed the punches, all of the total punches. He took like some 1,000 punches in his head.
And that was when boxing matches were 15 rounds.
15 rounds.
Insane.
Although he wins, he wins, but he really loses in winning.
He won the battle, but he lost the war.
He
But
definitely lost the war.
I was gonna say, like, if you were to compare the Miami Heat to like a boxer, would it be like Bernard? I think Bernard Hopkins. In my mind, when I see the Heat,
Yes, that would be a perfect analogy because Bernard was so sneaky and dirty, but good.
Now he was a winner.
And he's a
was
winner.
He knew how to win.
Because if the referee turned his back, Bernard would punch you in the back of the head, which is a rabbit punch.
Yeah.
the quintessential Philly.
That. Yeah, I've seen
Quintessential
him do that.
Yeah.
If Philadelphia was a person.
Yeah, but he studied you. That's how we beat what's my dude from Puerto Rico?
Trinidad.
That's how he beat Trinidad. He studied his style and he's like, you know what? He's doing something that you guys are not seeing that De La Hoya saw, but De La Hoya just didn't complete the mission.
Right.
I was gonna it's I'm kind of, you know what, I'm gonna throw it out there. I think we're gonna go small. We're gonna play. Brunson might play like 44 minutes the next game. I'm not gonna lie to you. Depending on how it shakes out, if it's a close game, he might play 44 minutes, like 2-minute breaks on each half at most.
That's why you get 100 million.
Is IQ going to be playing? Without
We don't know yet. Probably not though. We don't know yet.
So, is that why you decided at 44 minutes for Brunson with or without IQ?
No, without IQ. I think I'm assuming he's not going to be.
It may be a good thing without IQ right now.
I think so.
To be honest with you, minutes he's not look good. Like I said, and I'm not killing the kid because I really like his maturity and how he's grown, But some of the moments, like you can kill a drive by a foolish shot. You know what I'm saying? You can kill a momentum.
Right.
When you don't know how to set up the play, when you don't know where to get a good shot.
I'm not gonna lie to you, AD. Like watching the game, like one of the in-game adjustments. I mentioned it earlier, but we were so terrified of playing the Heat in half-court sets. We were taking transition threes.
Yes.
Yeah,
and that was from the coaching. Coaching was like, "Yo, take the transition three."
Yeah, because they saw in the previous game that they shot poorly against the set defense. So now they were thinking the answer to it is getting shots against the unset defense.
But the problem is when you do that, you're not even giving us a chance to use our biggest advantage, which is the rebounds, because our bigs not even down the court yet.
Right. And you know where that puts your bigs? In the middle of the floor.
I said it earlier. When he's taking those shots coming across the 3-point line or coming across half court, your bigs are naturally slower to get across the court.
Now they can't get to the long rebounds, and then the passes go over their head. Yeah, so now your bigs don't have zero impact.
And then you see those long rebounds, and then they're getting attacked in transition. And then that's when you see Mitchell Robinson get a foul or something, trying to contest what Jimmy Butler going full head steam at the rim. It's poor floor balancing.
Well, but what you really do is you waste a solid defensive effort to help you get in that position. You see what I'm saying? Because you're coming off of whether they missed a shot, whether your defense played really well, however it broke down, they didn't score, and you're still on the momentum.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And for you to come down and take a 1-on-4
3.
1-on-4 3. Where did they do that at, Freezie?
I would only give him green light to do that if he made his last 2 shots before that. But if you ain't on fire and you just chucking them like that,
Let me tell you, Dre.
I'm only giving them the green light. I'm only giving them the green light to do that if you have guards on the floor that can rebound.
But he's not. But he's not playing with Josh Hart. If you notice that, like
I'm only giving the green light if his name is Curry or you're playing in the CBA that no one is watching, or you're playing in the NBDL and you're working on your game. I remember a game, and Freezie, I know you remember this game, and a lot of y'all remember this game, a Christmas game, I think it was 2001, the Knicks against the Lakers, or 2000 or something like that. And Patrick Ewing is, no, not even 2000. The year they got Chris Childs. I think they got Childs
96.
in 96, 97, right? Okay. Ewing is still Ewing. And they're playing LA on a Christmas day, and Ewing is having a good day against Shaq that day. And it's a good game. But Chris Childs is also having a good game. He's also equally having a good game. Chris Childs takes a 3 and he misses it without Ewing getting back down to the court, and Ewing cusses him out on national TV, going back into the huddle.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Where do we do that at? Where you're, and it's not that Ewing was necessarily right in that moment, but it was like, look, let's get a good shot, because this team, we got the momentum now to go forward. I can't remember how the game turned out, but I remember that play distinctively. That him and Ewing nearly came to really, and Childs wasn't no punk. Because God rest the dead Kobe, he got that two-piece. He got that 2-piece.
With a biscuit.
Yeah. Hey, but you know what? Childs really wasn't a point, though. He played his whole time at Boise State. He was a combo guard.
Yeah.
Mostly at the 2. And the Knicks got him because of his on-ball defense, point guard defense with the New Jersey Nets. Yeah, I remember that. Remember
but he could
when
score.
But he could score. He had good on-ball defense, and he could score. But he wasn't a facilitator.
He wasn't a facilitator, but at some point, during when they got Charlie Ward there, and Ewing likes the more of the Charlie Ward quarterback, because Charlie Ward was a quarterback, so he had that natural passing, necessarily pass first instinct. Right. And Ewing was still trying to hold on to his dominance of the team still. And this is when they had changed the team around again. This is like the year before they got Sprewell. They didn't get Sprewell yet. This is when they got Larry Johnson, Chris Childs, and Allen Houston on the same day. Right? And he's still trying to hold on. They re-signed him to like a 4-year deal or something like that. And he's still trying to hold on to his dominance of him still being Ewing.
But he didn't realize he was getting old. Well, he realized he was getting old, but
he didn't care about that.
Right.
to the bitter end.
Right.
When they were moving him out to Seattle, which they weren't right to move him out because it didn't make any sense. He was about to be a free agent. You could have let him do Pat, come back for 1 year, retire, instead of going to Seattle in that ugly ass green and red, and then ending up in Orlando in that ugly ass blue and white, looking like you back in Catholic school.
But Pat was ready. Pat was ready to go, bro. Pat was ready to go.
That was sad.
Because he had asked for a trade. For one, he was already traded to the Spurs, and then the Spurs rescinded it because they couldn't tell David Robinson. And then 2, in 96, when the Knicks were chasing Shaq, Michael Jordan, and could have traded 3 first-round picks for Kobe, but chose not to. That year, Pat requested a trade too. They gave him the contract, and then so the bridge was already burnt with Pat and the Knicks, bro. It was time for him to go.
Nelson.
What they should have did was just went ahead and traded him to Boston, because Boston, at the same time Houston traded Olajuwon to Toronto, the Knicks could have traded Pat Ewing to Boston. Like all those old centers could have went all these 1,000 different places.
Well, absolutely. It's how the management handles it. I'm not saying don't trade him. It's what you did.
Right.
Because you took on Shannon Anderson, Howard Isley, Luke
Longley on
Luke Longley, who never played a game in a
Luke
Knick uniform,
Longley
but I guess once a Knick,
yeah.
always a Knick. Never played a game, Glenn Rice, who was hurt, that helped him to a playoff series.
Michael
at one
Doliak
point.
and
It just goes on and on and on. It doesn't, you eventually then trade Canby for, for a top power forward. That man was a top 5 power forward at the time when they traded Marcus Camby for him.
Right.
I refuse to even call his name.
Microfracture McDice.
I refuse to even mention his name. Right? That's how bad. That's
you know who we traded.
You
know who we traded for him, right?
That's
Nene?
how bad it set. That's how bad it set the franchise back, yo.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
one move.
We got set back to the point we had to be out here starting Travis Knight.
Travis Knight. Right. Travis Knight.
I picked a terrible time to start watching basketball, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Mad with Don Chaney at the helm.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Uncle Don. Poor Don. Don got heart disease and doesn't even know it at the time.
Yep.
The Knicks did that to him, by the way.
Oh my Lord.
We thought we were getting an upgrade, and we switched to Larry Brown, and
they
I think it was the coach between Don.
No, they fired Lenny Wilkins.
It was Lenny Wilkins that was between.
They fired Lenny, who had taken him to the playoffs for the first time in how long. It was like a hidden mystery between the time when Melo took him to the playoffs. The last time they made the playoffs was when Lenny took them like 7 years prior or something.
And we
like
got
that.
smacked by the Nets.
He got smacked by the Nets.
We called somebody Fugazi.
Yes, they had the nerve. Lenny Wilkins was like at the time like an all-time winningest coach. They escorted Lenny out of the building.
Yeah.
That's how bad this organization got at one point, yo.
Right.
Escorted Lenny Wilkins out of the building. Lenny's from New York, yo. Lenny's from New York.
Yeah.
Ain't Larry Brown from New York?
Absolutely.
Yes. We kind of did the same thing.
Well, Larry deserved it.
Oh yeah.
And Larry got his money and went away.
Larry Brown was too far gone at that point. I knew he kind of just didn't care when he was the coach of Team USA and refused to play them dogs that we just drafted to the NBA. Refused to play Wade, Carmelo, and LeBron.
Stuck.
Yeah, you come on, bro.
It was like one of the greatest drafts of all. We knew it was one of the greatest drafts of all time immediately. Everybody knew.
Yep.
He was like, you know what? I'd rather play Richard Jefferson over LeBron.
Stuck in time.
I'd rather play Stephon Marbury over Dwayne Wade.
Stuck in time.
Yeah, come on, bro.
He's stuck in Workman.
That man had Milicic. I thought all the boys. That man had Milicic and just took it out on the rest of the draft because he had Milicic.
Well, he didn't.
Oh my God.
Larry. See, the thing with Larry is Larry was the kind of guy, because Larry was like part general manager in the ABA, part player, part coach, part general manager. So Larry always had like some form of, playing personnel. Yeah, because Larry would consistently. I've heard stories of Larry, going into the GM's office and he wanted to trade the whole team one day, and the next day he's okay with it. That kind of coach. When he comes into your office, you basically got to sit down and open up whatever y'all drinking, and open it up, and y'all just drink and you sit there and listen to him.
He definitely is a type
and
of
let
coach
him go.
that holds grudges too. So
Larry
Yeah.
Brown, yes.
Yeah.
Run the play, or I'm gonna hate you forever.
if you
It
get
was
in the
so petty.
doghouse, you're not getting out the doghouse. You
It
just
was so
stuck there
petty. It's kind
until
of
you
like
see
Tibbs
it
and
leave.
Obi, bro. It's kind of like Tibbs and Obi.
I remember. I was watching a podcast with Kyle Korver on it, and he was talking about Tibbs. He's like, Tibbs would never refer to me by name for a whole year. He would
Yeah.
be like, "What's up, Joe? What's up, Luell?" You give him a fist bump. He'll
Yeah.
see him, ignore him, and then fist bump Kirk Heinrich.
Yeah.
He's
And
like,
Kirk,
he
and
didn't
Kirk
like me
Heinrich
because I
had
couldn't
the
play defense.
yeah, and Kirk Heinrich had the coolest nickname ever,
What was it?
the Heinrich maneuver.
Oh, right. I forgot.
Yeah, the Heinrich maneuver.
Because he
Yeah,
choked you out on defense.
Yeah, yeah. Yo, hey y'all, I'm gonna get out of here so I can jump up in a few hours and do
Yes,
old
sir.
school
Oh,
Knicks.
yeah, I'm going to tune in for sure.
Old school
Yeah.
Knicks? Yes, indeed. Tune in 11 a.m.
Yeah, man.
Uncle Freezie and myself.
Yeah, man. We got
You're gonna tell me, AD, you know you gotta keep those gems for old school and Knicks. So like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't you gotta text me out tomorrow.
AD, let me make I'm gonna make you laugh real quick. So I'm in the midst of writing a book about the origins of hip hop.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. So I'm
What you
probably
know
gonna
about
be
hip-hop?
finished. So I got like I started on it about a week ago. So I probably got like 2 more weeks to go, man. I got
The origins to win or just the origins.
the origins of hip hop. Because people think rap and hip hop are the same thing, but they're not.
No.
No, hip hop is the culture.
Hip hop is the culture.
Rap is a vehicle within the culture.
Rap is just part of the music.
Yeah.
Right. Cause rap is not the only music in our hip hop culture.
No.
Right. Right.
We're
Because
talking about MCs and actual MCs.
Yeah, because people forget. A lot of people forget about the importance of music like funk, where we get our break beats from, and people forget about disco / techno, and they definitely always forget about original reggae,
ska.
Yeah, they. I don't know why people forget about original reggae songs.
Well,
songs
what
like
you,
"Legalize It" by Peter
yeah,
Tosh.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's what you listen to, Freezie. You see what I'm saying? As someone whose family, who comes from Jamaica, you know what I mean, in like the early 60s.
Okay.
The early 60s, late 50s, early. No, even before that. Before that, but you come with your culture. And your culture doesn't necessarily jive with the already culture that's already here.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And it's kind of like what you dribs and drabs of something, because you have to kind of assimilate in order to break out, so to speak, in order to let people know, well, this is what we doing over here.
It's where the word "yo" comes from. Assimilation.
Yeah. It's really and truly that kind of thing, in a smaller way when it comes to that with the hip hop thing. It's not that guys didn't already have something bubbling at underground music.
Right.
In all courses of time, there's always that underground music.
Always
the blues from back in our great grandfather's time. That was the underground music.
Yeah.
When they had to go to juke joints and in the 70s, it was just those parties that more than likely if you stayed there too long, it was gonna get stuck up.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Because thugs existed in every era.
In every era, literally.
Yeah, man.
Literally in every era. So, depending on where you was at, what part of the city, it was at any moment, it was going to go left.
It was gonna go. But nightlife leads to anyway. Let us get out of here. Thank you everybody for rocking with us. The conversation was great. Shout out to everybody that came through and hung out and added logs to the fire, added layers to the conversation. We definitely appreciate y'all. Old school Knicks coming your way. Also, I put the link to the audio podcast in the description box, man. Y'all click on it, download the audio podcast, man. The audio podcast is Mo Fire. So we doing it on that front, you know what I'm saying? And AD, what I'm gonna do is once I finish this, around July, I'm gonna start on a book about the Knicks, and I'm gonna try to get y'all input and get some stories from y'all to put in there. And then
I'm
that way
anticipating you're gonna have some ridiculous stories because I'm feeling like that this is a special year, a special time.
Yeah.
And
I mean, the Knicks are a ridiculous franchise.
I saw something recently, Freezie. When
AD, we trying to get out. AD,
hold on, give me 30 seconds. I saw something recently.
I'm gonna click on this thing and then we'll listen to AD.